Dolphins.
Sucks.
Raiders.
They suck.
Jets.
Suck.
Jets.
Jaguars.
Hey, there's still time.
The Jaguars suck.
Suck. Suck
No,
in
the
they
United
suck.
States.
They suck. The Titans.
Suck.
Browns.
Suck.
Patriots.
Suck.
Okay, that's 7 in the AFC. On today's Part of My Take, Week 7 of the NFL, we're going to talk all the games from Sunday. We've got some playoff baseball. We have a World Series set. We're going to do Who's Back of the Week. We're going to start with Fastest 2 Minutes. It's a Monday morning with PMT, and it's brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. The NBA is finally back. A new season means new ways to get into the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Who's draining threes from beyond the arc? Who's crashing the boards and grabbing rebounds? Get behind your favorite players and the prop bets you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and place your bet. First time, new customers, new DraftKings customers, bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Take it to the rack with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings. Take it to the rack with DraftKings Sportsbook. NBA's back and every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Monday, October 21st, week 7. What? That was a well-timed what? Some spread. Wow, we're linked up. Boom.
What they call a coincidence.
In Detroit, where the offenses went golf, as Aaron Alex Jones said, I've got the touchdown documents right here. Starting the scoring for the Vikings in the first. It was a back-and-forth affair as Sonic and Knuckles ran through the Vikings defense until David Montgomery got the coins hit out of him on way to an Ivan pace-of-play touchdown. The game came down to a decision by the psycho Dan Campbell to stay at the Bates Motel as Jake sealed it with his leg, and the Lions are atop the NFC North. Lions 31, Vikings 29.
We go down to Atlanta for a bird fight where the Seahawks may be beaking at the right time. Did Jason Tatum send a text before the game? Because Kobe Bryant picked off Kirk Cousins as Seattle went Mamba mentality on the Atlanta offense all afternoon. Bijan Wilkes-Booth Robinson ruined a couple really nice plays from the Seattle defense running out of the pistol formation, but it wasn't enough as Bussin' with the Boye Mafe undressed Kirk Cousins, and the Falcons will need to see a Taylor to get looking right again. The Seahawks 34, the Falcons 14.
Up to the frozen tundra where the Packers wore their winter warning jerseys to welcome in 75-degree weather. Josh Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, his name is my name too. Whenever we go out, people always shout, there goes Josh Jacobs Jingleheimer Schmidt, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, into the end zone for a pass for the first time in his career. Joe was doing mix on it, scoring 2 touchdowns while Tucker Robert Kraft ran a nice rub route for a tug and got some love in the end zone from his quarterback. With the time winding down, Brandon Walker McManus staved off a migraine due to the sunny conditions and mild weather and won the game for the Packers. Green Bay 24, Houston 22. What?
To Western New York, where in honor of Josh Allen's 100th career start, the Bills acquired Super Amario Brothers Cooper, who took a page out of the Aaron Rodgers playbook eating some mushrooms, making the Buffalo offense look a lot bigger and stronger. The Bills' defense came out in the second half looking very demure, very mindful, as Hamlin got an interception and they shut down Mason Big Country Kyle Rudolph, going 10-0 in the game. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, as they score 34 straight. The Bills, 34. The Titans, 10.
We go across the pond to Henry Lockwood from London.
What's up, boom, dude?
Hey.
Over to Wembley Stadium, where Drake Maggie May made a first-class fool out of the Jaguars defense in his first drive, capping it with a touchdown to Call Me Hasty. Brian Thomas Shelby, I don't know whether to go boom or British. He had no limitations in the second quarter, scoring on a 6-yard touchdown. And much like his namesake, the British Centurion, Tank Bigsby dominated the competition, scoring 2 touchdowns and making the Patriots wave the white flag. Jaguars 32, Patriots 16.
Thanks, Henry.
Thanks, Henry, and also thanks, Boom, and also thanks, British Boom.
Thanks, British Boom. We head back stateside to the Meadowlands, where Max is live for the Eagles and Giants.
In his return to MetLife, rich homie Saquon said, "Let me flex on the Giants." AJ said, "What can Brown do for you?" as the touchdown delivery was expedited on 4th and 3 from 40 yards out. Finally, Bryce huffed and puffed and blew Daniel Jones down to get one of the Eagles' 8 sacks of the day. Eagles dominate 28-3.
Thanks, Max. Back also stateside in San Francisco, where the purty little lie going around the league is that the Niners are still good. Kareem Bergen Hunting Fish Club said, "Murder? What murder?" as he ran for 2 scores through the San Fran defense. Patrick Daylight Coming Me Wanna Go Mahomes stumbled and bubbled for a long run and telling everyone to read a book. Andy, off a bye is free money. I wish I'd learned that lesson beforehand, Boom.
It's coming up on Halloween, his most favorite time of year, Boom.
Chiefs 28, Niners 18, murder. What murder?
We go over to Indianapolis, where Anthony Eat the Richardson is stealing money from my good friend, billionaire Jim Irsay. Don't tell Rob Schneider, but there was a boil spill as Tim came in, relief for Tyler Huntley. He's not that old. He's John New, as Smith scored to take an early lead, but the Colts had something to Beyonce about it, as Matt, game on name, had 3 field goals, and Alec Baldwin-Ingold isn't technically liable, but he did drop the ball when he took a shot at a big play. Colts 16, the Dolphins 10.
Standing on the corner, Jameis Winston, Cuyahoga, such a fine sight to see. It's TTR, my lord, Jameis only for use in case of emergency. Come on, Watson, your Achilles pop some. Keep the trainers far away from your crotch, son. The Bengals 21, the Browns 14, and that was the fastest 2 minutes, week 7, brought to you by our friends at Chevy. There's a reason we've never done a Mount Rushmore pickup trucks, and that's because, for Pardon My Take, there's only one pickup truck, the Chevy Silverado. Why is that? Silverado's a partner you can depend on. We've all spent time driving and using the Silverado for all kinds of Pardon My Take jobs, adventures, and other shenanigans. Silverado's been our ride for a cross-country trip to the Super Bowl. Silverado helped us dig the biggest hole ever in the state of Ohio last year at Grit Week, and Silverado helped us give fullbacks the recognition they deserve with the Low Man Award. And this year, Silverado was out west with us for our latest Grit Week. Silverado brings the grit to legendary grit paired with modern truck tech, inside and out, massive screens, up to 8 cameras with 14 different views to help make driving, towing, and parking all easier. We love the bold, blacked-out look of the new Silverado HD Trail Boss, so head on over to Chevy.com, build your own Silverado or Silverado HD, and check out all the current offers on Silverado. Discover a world of strength and capability all behind the wheel of our favorite truck, the Chevy Silverado. Okay, week 7 in the books. That was a fun early slate. Terrible late slate.
Yeah.
Very fun early slate, though.
Yeah, it was pretty good. We had some witching hour drama, some back and forth. What about the early slate?
Yeah, well.
What about the London slate?
Let's start with that game. Jaguars 32, Patriots 16. Good news for Doug Peterson. I'm a fucking moron because I think I watched the opening drive for the Patriots. They scored. It looked like there were some business decisions happening on the Jaguars defense, and I was like, Doug Peterson is so fired. And then I forgot that the Patriots also stink, and Trevor Lawrence ended up looking great, and
so did Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas might be the best rookie wide receiver now that Malik Neighbors missed a couple games. Marvin Harrison is like either he scores 3 touchdowns or doesn't catch a ball.
Yep.
Brian Thomas is the real deal, looking awesome. But yeah, the Patriots stink, and Hank, bad news. Gerard Mayo used the S word. He called your team soft.
They were soft. Is that a bad thing?
He said we're a soft football team across the board. We talk about what makes a tough football team, and that's being able to run the ball, being able to stop the run, and that's being able to cover kicks. We did none of those. Are you saying is it a bad thing to be a soft football team?
No, I don't think it's he's right.
Yeah, no, he's correct in what he's saying, but it's always a bad thing to have it be said.
It's a bad reflection on his coaching that the team that he coaches is soft.
He also,
but they are soft.
Our good friend Feidelberg pointed this out to me last week, and I've been monitoring it. Gerard Mayo is, I think, the heir apparent to Jim Caldwell. Is he alive on the sidelines? Because his face never changes.
Yeah, he just kind of stares off into the distance. I agree with Hank. I don't think that he is. He's not wrong. It's early to be pressing the S button, though.
Yeah, well,
although this could, what's the old saying? It's like hard times create soft people.
Yeah,
soft people create soft times. Soft times create hard people.
Yeah.
So you better hope that that's where you
soft
are.
Soft times create soft people. Hard times.
No, soft times create soft times create soft people. Soft people create hard times.
Hard times create hard people.
You better hope that's where you're at.
Yeah.
Is the hard times. Are your guys getting harder?
They need to get harder.
Feels like we're getting softer.
Softer's not good.
I know.
Because that's soft people, which then leads to hard times.
He's also a defensive coach, defensive player when he played, and the defense is the softest of them all.
You're
you got a soft D.
Yeah, in this
super soft.
In this entire length, you're soft people creating hard times for yourself, but we haven't had hard people created out of those hard times.
Yeah, I mean, it's a process.
Yeah. You got to get a hard guy. You got to draft a hard guy in the draft.
Do you think
get Jerry Jones to take a look at him, he'll tell you.
Drake May look good.
Drake May did look good.
Yeah, so that's really all that matters outside of being a soft football team. But yeah, you lost to the Jaguars, who got
smoked by the Jaguars.
Looked like they were ready to quit, ready to fire Doug Peterson, and but Drake May looked good. That's where you have to just, when you put your head down on your pillow at night, you should be like, Drake May looked good.
Yeah, losing the London game first thing in the morning is just no fun way to start a football Sunday.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
No, it puts you in like a bummer mood just to right out of the gate.
There is a way for soft teams to win in the NFL, though, if you just embrace the gunslinger mentality of Drake May.
Yeah, you just
spread them out. Tell Mayo to put the spread on.
Shootouts.
I don't know that we're at
You're not a shootout team.
We got to go through some more hard times. So that we can create hard people.
Would you say, though, now losing the Jaguars is definitely bad because the Jaguars are bad. But wouldn't this, you don't really want to win football games, right?
No.
You kind of want to lose and get the number 1 pick and take Travis Hunter probably. But you just want Drake May to look good.
And he did.
And he looked good. So
the first drive was exciting. It was like, let's go.
Yeah.
First thing in the morning. I'm happy
Jaguars
I woke up.
quit. Yeah. And then they didn't quit. And credit to you, Hank. He did call the trap game correctly.
Yeah.
The Jaguars, as bad as the Jaguars are, they're better than the Patriots definitively.
And they were acclimated.
And Trevor Lawrence did look good. He had one of his best games of the season. Tank Bigsby, absolute monster. Do you know Tank Bigsby's real name?
I heard it this morning.
It's somehow, so Tank Bigsby was named Tank Bigsby because it's a classic story that you could have just, you knew it before you even read it.
Can I guess it?
His dad, basically, he just ran around when he was a little kid and like bumped into things.
I was going to guess
fine.
I was going to guess grandmother.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I think it was aunt and dad. Like he would just run into things and then shake it off, so he became Tank. But his real name's actually somehow even better than Tank Tank as his nickname, which Tank Bigsby deserves more credit for being one of the coolest names in the NFL. His real name is Cartavius.
Cartavius is pretty solid, yeah.
That's fucking awesome. You don't like it, Max?
It's not better than Tank.
I mean, Tank obviously is a great name, but Cartavius is a great name too.
Cartavius
Bigsby?
He's Cardi B.
Yeah.
Cardi B.
He is Cardi B.
But it's Tank Bigsby.
I understand. No, Tank Bigsby deserves more credit for being, one, a good football player, and two, having maybe top 3 name in the NFL.
It's pretty solid. And I think we've been saying for the last few weeks that he looks better than Travis Etienne does.
Yeah.
Right? Like pretty much consistently, at least for this season. And then we know that Doug Peterson appears to lie before games and then tell the truth after games.
Yeah.
So after this game, they asked him if Tank was going to replace Etienne, and he said, "I don't think so. I'm a believer where injury doesn't replace your position. I think you have to have a fair competition." Tank has done some good things. Obviously, we're going to continue to find ways to put the ball in his hands too. I disagree with that. I think that injury can absolutely 100%
without a doubt
change things up, especially when the guy that comes in for the injured guy is better than the injured guy when the injured guy wasn't injured.
And his name's Tank Bigsby.
And his name is Cartavius Bigsby.
Cartavius Tank Bigsby. Bigsby doesn't get enough credit either.
No, Bigsby's great.
Bigsby's a great name. I just looked at the name Tank Bigsby for a while when I was taking notes. I was like, damn, we don't talk enough about how awesome this name is. And he was awesome today. He had 118 yards.
Bigsby sounds English.
Yeah, it does.
I remember the
Bigsby.
first time I heard his name.
Yeah, at Auburn?
Yep, because Auburn played Penn State in a non-conference game. I was like, who the fuck is
Tank Bigsby.
Yeah,
it was like early in the season, and it was
maybe one of the coolest running back names since Cadillac Williams.
The NFL has a surplus of tanks right now.
Yeah, Tank Dell.
Maybe next game's going to be in the Ukraine overseas.
Ooh. We'll fund it.
Send him there, yeah.
So the Jags survived the Doug Peterson fire game because he was going to get fired in this game if he lost it. Have you guys looked at the Jags schedule coming up?
Yeah,
because
it's pretty bad.
He's going to get fired very soon. They're playing the Packers. First of all, they don't have a bye week until week 12. I think they probably just said we're good. We don't need a bye week after the London game. But they're playing the Packers, at the Eagles, Vikings, Lions, Texans. That's their next 5 games.
Yeah, so if you're Doug Peterson, just
so
close
bad.
your eyes and enjoy this win.
Thank God you won this game. Actually, maybe not. Maybe he wishes he lost this game because the next 5 games are going to be torture.
That way he can be like, it wasn't my fault. Look what we're doing.
Yeah, because there's no way that they could have fired him and then gotten a bump against the Packers, Eagles, Vikings, Lions, and Texans and been like, oh, it was Doug Peterson's fault.
Yeah, that's true. So if you're Doug... They always say, I wish there was a way to know that you're in the good old days when you're in them. Right now, Doug, you have to take this entire flight back. Get hammered, drink all the free drinks, go into the office next week, take a bunch of the snacks that they have set out, stuff them in your pockets, steal from the facility because you're probably not going to come back in the matter of probably, I'd say 3 weeks, probably 2 weeks maybe.
Doug Peterson is at the point right now of every single one of my weekends on Saturday morning when I'm like, what if I just get super hot and just win all my bets? He's 2-5, and he's like, what if we just run the table here?
2-5 looks good.
2-5 is a lot better than 1-6, but it's not going to happen. Just like I'm never going to do that. Doug Peterson's not going to run the table, but you have to at least sit in that moment all week and just embrace it and be like, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if I can just win everything.
You never know. He might have changed. Yeah. So Chap sent this to me, the sad Jaguars stat of the week. The Jaguars' 22 points that they scored in the first half is their highest total in a first half since 2017. It's been a minute.
It's been a long time.
If you're a Jags fan, enjoy this. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference on what happens in the future of the team, specifically their coach, by the end of the year. But it's always better to see in front of essentially your home fans.
Yeah.
Over in England, you get a win.
Yeah, you got to win. And Hank, you got to start your day watching a soft football team. But again, you knew
fun first drive.
You knew, it's Drake May. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's all that matters this year for you. Drake May, and then you fix everything. Is Gerard Mayo the guy though?
No.
Yeah, so I know he was getting criticized for the 2-point conversion when they scored. They were down 15. They went for 2. They scored a touchdown, went for 2, didn't get it with 10 minutes left, basically ending the game because they then needed to score twice.
Is that not what you're supposed to do in that situation?
No, so the thing we always talk about, I think you go either way with that one. Down 14 is what we always talk about because it's still a one-possession game whether you get it or not. They didn't get the 2-point conversion, so it was a 9-point game. So they needed to get a stop, a score, and then a stop and a score. Whereas if they had just kicked the extra point and they're down 8, you can at least tell your huddle, hey, all we need is a stop and a score. I don't know. I always go back and forth because you kind of wish you knew what you have to get. But I also understand for a soft football team, you probably want to keep them mentally in it as long as they possibly can.
That's the argument is you want to know if you have to go for 2 now or later, or if you're going to make your 2-point conversion.
Correct.
You'd rather have that information as early as possible so you can plan out the rest of the game. The problem is when your offense stinks and you haven't really done much, is it actually that much more of a likelihood that you will get 2 more scores in the fourth quarter when you haven't scored since the second quarter to begin with?
And when you have a soft football team, you probably want to use every advantage to keep them mentally locked in.
This is one of those debates and arguments that I saw online, and I got to say, I think both sides are right.
I do too.
I think both sides are 100% correct on this.
I think it completely depends on your football team.
Because you have the math people that have run these games in simulation, and the logic, if you're like a game theory guy, it makes sense. I understand it. But also, if you're just a football guy that hates computers and stats, and you hear that argument, you're like, that's pussy football. Well, and I'm like, yeah, he's kind of right.
And it's not remotely close to our Hank was just laughing at that onside kick attempt by the 49ers. We're taping a little early so we can let memes watch the Jets and the Mets. It's not the down 14 going for 2 conversation.
I stand by that.
That's math, and that also is you don't change the fact that it's still a 1-score game.
That is settled
This
science.
is down 15 going for 2. You change the fact that you now have a 2-score game versus a 1-score game.
Yep. And I don't think if he had not done what he did, if he had just kicked a field goal or kicked the extra point, I would absolutely not have a problem with that.
Correct.
I don't think it was one of these no-brainer situations.
We also had the longest international touchdown and also the first ever special teams touchdown from Parker Washington, the 96-yard punt return, which that's kind of crazy.
That's great because the people over in England, they love the kicking game.
Yeah.
If you put a ball in your hand and you kick it, they will stand up and cheer for you. And to get to see one run back over there, that was 2 great plays in one for them.
I'm hoping there was at least one guy in the stands who's like, I didn't even know you could do that. Because I've been coming to these games for 20 years, and it never happened.
That's amazing.
Yeah. You didn't golf today?
No.
Okay.
It was a beautiful.
It was beautiful. We thought
day.
you had maybe golfed and done the phone watching, which I would have been totally fine because if you have a soft football team, that's.
No, I'm a committed fan. I was up early. I watched the whole game, and then after halftime, I wish I was golfing, but I wasn't. I'm
gonna really look into this Gerard Mayo being dead or alive because he potentially is the heir apparent to Jim Caldwell.
Do you think that the team has made you soft as a fan, Hank?
No.
The Patriots never made you soft?
Maybe just by so many good times. I guess In the analogy of good times, we had the best times.
So you're the softest man.
Softest fan, yeah.
You're the softest fan.
Out of the people in this room full of losers and hard times. Yeah,
that's true.
Me and Big Cat are the hardest men.
Hard times. Hard times make hard people.
Do you feel like this experience is making you harder?
Are you getting harder right now as we talk to you?
Or are you just kind of checked out and accepting, like it happens to a lot of fan bases? I guess it's just my turn.
Are you able to get hard anymore?
I don't know. Or it's been a while since I haven't been able to get hard. I think it's more what you said. It's every fan base has to go through with this at some point. You can't win forever.
Yeah, and Drake May.
And Drake May.
You just got to keep you just need to keep saying to yourself, Drake May. Drake May
Gonzalez
has looked good in the first 2 games that he's started, and that's all that matters for you right now.
And
nothing else.
Christian Gonzalez, stud. You got a stud on the offense, stud on the defense.
Build around that.
You can build around that.
Yeah, you just need 20 more guys.
And a coach.
A
bunch more studs, and then Hank's going to get hard again.
Is there a chance Gerard Mayo gets fired?
No, I think he's kind of the Kraft.
Yeah, but we're in the Kraft is in his he might be in his Jerry Jones era where he's going to get hey, I'm not going to live forever. I need it now.
But he already
had it. It's different.
It hasn't been that long for him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Robert Kraft actually did it right, winning that many Super Bowls closer to whenever he passes away versus Jerry Jones, who had to win the Super Bowls and then live for 30 years more watching his team not win.
Yeah, the legacy is kind of finalized on Robert Kraft.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
So, yeah, it's a tough spot for him because to fire Mayo would be I made a terrible, terrible mistake. That would reflect directly on him and maybe negatively affect his Hall of Fame induction that he's planning on.
Also, it's brutal for Mayo just having to follow Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
That's I mean, Gerard Mayo saying we're a soft football team. Bill Belichick would never coached a soft football team.
I think Belichick would say that to his team, but he would never say
it
to the
publicly,
press.
right?
Yeah.
And he'd never actually think it truly.
I think he would. I think he would think it truly. Even in the midst of the dynasty, he was probably like, "You guys are playing like a bunch of soft pussies."
Softs.
Yeah,
He's probably said it when they've lost before.
for sure.
Yeah.
I think so. But then,
He also knew that it was relative, that like comparatively they weren't actually that soft.
now it would be a soft move on Mayo's
Like he was
part.
saying, he was calling them soft in the media to get them mad. Mayo's just like saying they're soft because they're soft.
Yeah,
Right.
but it would be a bad move for Mayo to call them soft just to the media and not say it to their faces.
Yeah.
It'd be a good move for Belichick to call them soft to the media in order to light a fire under their asses.
Right. Yeah, you hope Mayo says that in the locker room too. Doesn't come back and be like, what? I don't know what I said.
He did say it. So there was
Told
a
them.
couple guys on the team that said, yeah, I mean, he wouldn't say anything to you guys that he hasn't said to us. So he did say that. And
That's
then Jalen Polk, he's got some issues
A lot of drops.
with his hands and with his feet. And then
Just a rookie though.
just a rookie. But then after the game, did you see what he put up on Instagram?
Oh no.
He just put up a black screen, right, with hand emojis,
Yeah. Do you know what the hand emoji was doing?
praying.
No, not praying.
Catching a football, dropping a football?
First of all, it was the ... and then the peace sign.
Oh.
Like, see ya, I'm out of here.
Well, he could be saying goodbye to London.
Yeah, he probably met someone in London.
You met somebody in London?
Yeah, he's like, see you,
They were there
London.
for- That
is-
That was fun. For
Churchill-
almost 48 hours.
Didn't they invent the peace sign is actually for victory in England, right? They started that in World War II.
The USC Trojans started that.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
He was just going 0 dark 31.
Yeah. Okay. A great game to start the early slate. Lions 31, Vikings 29. This game fucking rocked. You knew this game was going to be awesome when Dan Campbell decided to start the game with a fake punt from his own 30 that didn't work on a 4th and 7. But the Lions end up winning. The Lions it's crazy to think that like the Vikings started 5-0, go into the bye week 5-0, and then come right out of the bye week, and now they're second place in the NFC North.
It is, yeah, I mean, that division just continues to be awesome because the Packers won again, too. But nothing to hang your head about if you're a Vikings fan, right? You would like to win this game, obviously, because it means a lot in the division. But in terms of like how you played, Sam Darnold didn't have his best first half, but he looked pretty good in the second half.
Yeah. I think you don't hang your head. You just realize that the Lions are really goddamn good, and it's got to be frustrating as hell because you have to play perfect football. You have to play perfect defensive football against the Lions to beat them. And they even got a defensive touchdown, and it wasn't enough. And they got that, punt, the fake punt, which was gifted them a touchdown for Aaron Jones in the first quarter. Jared Goff, though, is playing out of his mind. He is, in this last 4-game stretch, he's 76 for 90, 1,086 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 1 interception. The last 2 guys who have had a 3-game streak of 140-plus passer rating was Aaron Rodgers in 2011 when he won an MVP, and Kurt Warner in 1999 when he won an MVP. Jared Goff plus 850 on DraftKings Sportsbook for MVP. Just saying that. Just
I love
throw it
that
out
for
there.
Jared,
You have
too.
you have it better, right?
Preseason.
He's been lights out, and it was crazy too because Brian Flores tried to blitz and do his tricks at him, and it didn't work. Like Jared was 13 for 15, 163 yards and a touchdown against the blitz. Was carving him up, big play after big play. And yeah, this game, I mean, it just showed that both these teams are really fucking good.
They're both really good. And Brian Branch, that dude is so much fun to watch on defense.
Yeah, that interception he made.
He is so good. Like that diving play that he had with a little green mouthpiece sticking out of his helmet. That dude has become one of my favorite guys to watch on the defense side of the ball. And I don't think that they're at a good spot because of the loss of Hutchinson, but I do think that they have enough good players on their defense where it won't preclude them from making a Super Bowl. I think that they're good enough to get through that. And again, like Campbell, he's the king of like talking about adversity, manufacturing adversity sometimes. This is a real piece of adversity that they have to get through.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's no better coach than Dan Campbell to get you through it.
Their offense is hell. Their offense is hell to deal with.
Every guy.
Every single guy is a guy.
Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles. That was a very serious Schefter report early this morning that Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery would like to be called Sonic and Knuckles.
Which one's Sonic? Which one's Knuckles?
I believe Jahmyr Gibbs is Sonic.
That makes sense. Sonic is a little bit bigger.
and he's faster.
Yeah.
And we did, yeah. So I think I believe that's what it is. Gibbs did have a 45-yard touchdown run, which made him look like Sonic.
Yeah, that was sick.
That's pretty cool, though, to be called Sonic. It's cooler than Thunder and Lightning because Thunder and Lightning's been done a million times. And they're not a true Thunder and Lightning.
They're not. I like the old Tennessee Titans when it was Lindale White and Reggie Bush, and they called themselves Eat and Run.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that was good, too.
Yeah.
That's when Lindale was in his fat era.
Yeah, Lindale White, tough to bring down. But yeah, this game, the Lions offense is just, I don't really know what you can do. You can't beat them for 4 quarters.
Because up front, they can bully you off the line of scrimmage. They've got 2 weapons at running back. They've got MVP Jared Goff, and then they've got a great tight end, and then 3 at minimum very good wide receivers.
Yeah, Tim Patrick has we said it last week, but he has walked into that Josh Reynolds role perfectly, and it all works. And Dan Campbell's a psycho, and speaking of Aiden Hutchinson, by the way, I love that the Lions had a report out that, so first of all, he had no nerve or ligament damage, which is very good. But then there was the report, which I love whenever this happens. It's a 4 to 6 month recovery, and the Super Bowl would be just shy of 4 months. So they said that if the Lions make the Super Bowl, don't rule out him being able to come back. I'm going to say right now, I'm going to rule him out coming back. But I love whenever this happens for a fan base because you got to give that glimmer of hope. That's a very nice glimmer of hope they've given him. Like, just throw it out there. It just makes you feel a little bit better. We all know the truth. He's not going to come back, but it doesn't matter. Still say there's a chance.
I could see Dan Campbell using a roster spot on him, though, and then making him captain.
Yeah.
And then never having him in the game, but he's on the sidelines in full pads.
Right. I mean, he's just, you're asking him to come back from a severely broken leg in less time than what it should be and be effective. But again, doesn't matter. You got to still give him that hope. It's basically the Dumb and Dumber that you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, I guess technically there is. But would you want him back if you're a Lions fan?
No, I want,
because you'd probably get like 40% Aiden Hutchinson with a good chance of him doing something bad to either that same leg or his other leg overcompensating. Or you could just not play him and take the fact that you could still make the Super Bowl without him.
Right. No, I don't want him back. I want the idea that he could be back, because in your head, when you hear that, you think of Aiden Hutchinson picking up exactly where he left off, where he was going to probably be Defensive Player of the Year. And that's a really cool thing to just have in your head, even though it's fantasy land. We all live in fantasy land. We all like to live to jump into fantasy land every now and then and just be like, yeah, we could be the biggest free agent signing ever in Super Bowl bye week.
You get the Defensive Player of the Year back.
Yeah.
I saw some rumor out there that they had either inquired about or the Saints were considering trading Chase Young. Let me tell you, if you are the Detroit Lions, you don't want that.
No.
You don't want Chase Young. He looks awesome. Chase Young is probably the guy who looks the coolest and looks the most athletic compared to what he actually does on the field.
Correct.
I don't think that would fit well in that system.
We were having that debate the other day. Sean Oakman was the other name thrown out there.
Yeah, for like what he looks like versus production from what he actually is.
Right.
I feel like Chase Young is tops in the NFL of that right now.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to do breaking news real quick because this should actually be breaking news. Breaking news. Hank has just alerted to me. We do Barstool Sports Advisors every single week. Stu and myself, and then this week we had a picks competition between Brandon and Jerry. So it's 4 of us picking games. We pick 5 games. Heading into Sunday Night Football, the entire panel is a combined 0-16.
That rocks.
That is a historic
really
moment. That's hard to do. That's just as hard as 16-0. That's just as hard as 16-0.
4 different people too.
That's just as hard as 16-0.
So who has?
And you would think someone would pick the opposite of the other person.
No.
Like that person's wrong, the other person's right.
So who?
But no.
What do you guys have for tonight's game?
I have
Steelers.
I have the Jets.
Oh, I'm on the Steelers.
So I don't know. You might not want to take the Steelers now. I'm statistically due.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're hot, you're hot. When you're cold, you're cold.
We actually, so the only way, because it's the 3 of us and we all pick different things, the only way, Brandon and I have opposite sides. He has the Steelers. So I guess there's going to be at least one winner.
What's the spread?
1.5 is what we had it on Wednesday.
So you're going to go 1-17.
We're gonna go. Well, no, Jerry has the under, so
Okay.
we could
You could go
even
1-18?
put 2. We could put 2 together. Because it could go under and Jets or under and Steelers, and could get 2 full wins. That's incredible. What a day. I knew, too, going into this week, I was like, I had a great week last week. I'm going to suck this week.
I think on Friday's show, we actually said at the start of the show, if you did well last week, just don't bet this week.
Still jumps right in.
Yeah.
Still jumped right in. Okay, anything else? Oh,
Hats off to Vegas.
Hats off to Vegas.
They did it again.
You guys, you know what you're doing. By the way, shout out to Jake Bates, the kicker for the Lions, who, first of all, he did, after he kicked the game-winning field goal, he did the boom, the Big Justice AJ boom dance, that's the new touchdown dance or field goal dance. He also had this to say afterwards. He said, 18 months ago, I thought I was done with football. I was working as a brick salesman in Houston.
That's a good line of business.
Awesome.
That's a good line of business to be in.
Good for him.
Him and Mincy, both brick salesmen.
Brick salesman. Pays well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pretty cool story.
How do you sell bricks? I mean, I know how you sell one kind of them, but
yeah, I think it's probably I don't know, the strength of them. Like you probably have some bricks that are stronger than others.
Yeah, it's like you just show up and you're like, do you want the good bricks or you want the bad bricks?
Yeah, here, take my knife.
Yeah.
Try this brick.
And yeah, it's like the Cutco salespeople.
Yeah.
You bring a hammer, you're like, try to break this brick.
Yeah.
You can't
Go
do
ahead.
it.
Okay, next game. Packers. Oh, by the way, both these teams I feel like are going to go to the playoffs, and both these teams are very, very good. So I'm not – I like Vikings, as much as that game probably sucked, especially the way it went down, that you were up late and you get that David Montgomery fumble and you're like, holy shit, we're going to win this game. Because it flipped back and forth constantly. It was like Vikings up big, Lions come back up big, Vikings back up, and then Lions win the game late. But I think both these teams are both very good teams.
What if once a year Brian Flores was like, you know what? I'm not going to blitz at all this week. They expect me to blitz on like 60% of the plays. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
We're just going to run base.
That was what I was saying.
That would fuck you up.
If I were a head coach, I would fake punt every single time until the playoffs, and then I would start real punting.
Like Jared Goff
no one would expect it.
Would run play action. He turns his back to the line of scrimmage. He fakes the handoff, and then he turns around expecting it to be a blitz. And he's like, what the fuck? There's so many guys out there.
Yeah.
It would make him think for a second.
Yeah, that's true. Also, Ben Johnson, I forgot to mention this. He was asked, I think it was midweek, someone asked him about like, hey, do you feel like you emptied the playbook a little too much against the Cowboys? He was like, the well is very deep.
I love that.
Like we're good.
We're going to get really fucking weird with it.
We're going to get weird. He's like, don't worry.
Let's see.
This thing is unlimited. He's got an unlimited coffee cup of, yeah, here it is. Ben Johnson on trick plays. I'm not worried about putting things on tape. If anything, it's going to set up the next thing down the road. The well is deep.
I love that. So, yeah, so they're going to have Penei Sewell then lateral a ball after he catches the pitch
to another
back.
lineman.
Yeah, I love that. So they're playing they're playing the Titans at home. Do you feel like that's a let's get freaky with a game?
No. That's a just run the straight shit and just fuck them up.
Lions at Packers. That might be a freaky game.
That might be a freaky.
And then Lions at Texans to me feels like a very freaky game because they're going back to Texas.
Yeah, and they're like, oh,
we always
we're
get
close
freaky
enough to Cowboys.
Yeah.
We got to really make their cousins feel it too.
Something in the air down here just gets me all riled up.
All right, speaking of, Packers 24, Texans 22. Max, not over uniforms.
They looked like over uniforms for like the whole entire fucking game.
I think they scored
did.
33 points in the first half.
It was crazy. They were scoring so many points.
And then the Texans offensive line is bad. CJ Stroud was not good today, but I also can say that I'm not going to say CJ Stroud's bad. I think he's got some issues, but he was under attack, it felt like, on every single play. And then we also had, at the end of the game, D'Amico Ryans and Bobby Slowick with some head-scratching clock management play calling to end the game because they basically decided to settle for a field goal when there was 1 minute and 45 seconds left and didn't make the Packers burn all 3 of their timeouts. If you're going to do the, hey, let's run it up the gut for no yards, you got to make sure they at least burn all their timeout. You got to commit one way or the other. They ran it up the gut 2 times for no yards and then ran an out route that, in best case scenario, he catches. I don't remember who was targeted that. Might have been Diggs. Might have been Tigdale. In the best case scenario, he catches and goes out of bounds, and you still don't burn all their timeouts.
Yeah, it was very bizarre at the end of the game there. I think the Texans will be okay because their defense is very, very banged up. So
yeah,
I wouldn't. Again, I kind of put this in the same box as I put the Vikings loss in. It's like you lost a tough game against a good opponent. You probably did a couple things that screwed yourself over a little bit.
I would, if I were a Texans fan sitting there watching the end of that game, I would be very frustrated with the way that they managed the end of the game, because it was, that Jordan Love is good enough to take them down the field for a field goal if that's all he needs. You got to try to score a touchdown, and I get it. Like you're also trying to get them to burn timeouts, but get a little bit creative where it felt like they just threw away the first and second down plays.
Maybe they watched a lot of tape on the Packers and they said, we don't really care if Jordan Love's going to drive down the field for a field goal because they're going to miss the field goal.
But they got
forgetting the fact that they got Brandon McManus, who actually is able to make field goals.
Yes.
And I think, did their old kicker miss an extra point today?
Did he? Where is he now?
I think he did. Is that Anders?
Is he on a team?
I think so.
Got picked up?
I think so.
All right. Oh, yeah. He's on the Niners. Yeah, he did. He missed an extra point.
Yeah, so there you go. So I think they just got caught watching tape from the Packers games of old and didn't realize they got a new kicker.
Yeah, that was a winnable game for the Texans at the end, and they weren't able to do it. They ran the ball. Joe Mixon is really fucking good, and when they get Nico Collins back, but that was a measuring stick game, and they failed the measuring stick. I know they're banged up, but their offensive line is a problem.
Okay, so in the second half,
CJ Stroud threw for 86 yards.
This is kind of a recurring theme for the Texans, and also I think a recurring theme for the Packers, that the Texans' second half offense is atrocious. Mm-hmm. They're really bad, with the exception of last week. Last week they scored 27 points, but before that, like, they've been dog shit in the second half, and the Packers' defense has been lights out in the second half.
Yep,
you just got second halved.
Yeah, you got second halved.
86 yards is shocking, though, for CJ Stroud.
Jordan Love, yeah, it's very shocking. Jordan Love is just Brett Favre. And I know that's actually a bad thing, because Brett Favre obviously is a Hall of Famer, won MVPs, won a Super Bowl. But Jordan Love, now we still have to play the Monday night game with Baker Mayfield. But Jordan Love has missed 2 games this year. He leads the league in touchdowns and interceptions.
That's cool.
15 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
That's very cool.
Maybe did Mahomes throw a second one? I don't know. But either way, he leads it. He's tied, I think, with Baker with 15 touchdown passes. But he is Brett Favre, and he missed 2 games. He's missed 2 games this year.
I got a question for you, Big Cat. Are interceptions good now?
I like my quarterbacks to throw at least 1 or 2.
Are they good? Are they the best thing? Because I'm going to look up right now who's leading the league in interceptions from the quarterback position. Is it Patrick Mahomes still?
Patrick Mahomes? Well, no, it's Jordan Love.
Yeah, Jordan Love. Why am I an asshole?
Because you just talk about how bad Jalen Hurts is when he throws interceptions.
We're consistent on this show.
Yeah, we would never do that.
So that
doesn't sound like us.
Also, listen, that was like 2 months ago. That was preseason, Max. Doesn't make a difference. We're talking regular season.
Started throwing a lot
We're
of
talking regular season ball.
You guys kept saying how.
But here's how it works.
Well,
Max.
it's also the fumbles.
Here's how it works. When Patrick Mahomes starts doing a lot of anything, that thing actually becomes good.
Yeah.
So Patrick Mahomes hadn't shown us the light that interceptions were good when Jalen Hurts was doing it, not because he wanted to be more like Patrick Mahomes, but just because he was a bad quarterback.
Yeah, he's showing us the new way to do this. Aaron Rodgers started throwing interceptions just this year.
Great quarterback.
Great quarterback.
PFT had 1,000 stats about it.
About what?
Aaron Rodgers throwing picks.
Yeah.
They were mean.
He's probably trying to copy Patrick Mahomes, who's a trailblazer. And Jordan Love has caught on to the new trend.
But I also like the fact that Josh Allen refuses to go with the trends because he's a man's man. He's a man of principles.
He walks alone.
And he'll stand by himself because he believes in it.
Yeah. But yeah,
that's a man of conviction.
Jordan Love, I mean, he fills up the stat sheet. He throws picks, he throws touchdowns. So how would you power rank the NFC North right now in terms of confidence to go deep in the playoffs? I am very I'll be very unbiased. I think the Bears have the longest shot. I'm not fooling myself here.
I would say Lions number 1.
Yeah.
And then I would say I think I'm going to say the Packers number 2.
Right. Isn't it crazy?
The Vikings number 3. But the thing is, I wouldn't be shocked if the Packers played against the Vikings in the playoffs and knocked them out barely.
But I'm just saying it's crazy that the Vikings were 5-0 going into this week, And the NFC North is so good that I would rank them third in terms of confidence to make a deep run.
But still, could they make the NFC Championship game? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just think that
But it would probably be against the Lions.
against the Lions
Or the Packers.
I think the Lions would beat them. Whichever team has home field in the NFC Championship game, if there's two NFC North teams playing each other, that's the team I'm going to go with.
The Packers defense is very good. They were all over C.J. Stroud all afternoon.
This is why you should tell coaches to fuck off when they tell you that it takes several years to turn a team around.
Yeah.
The defense just went from being just absolute garbage over the last couple of seasons to being very, very good now.
Yeah. No, Jeff Hafley has got them humming. Mm-hmm. And Romeo Doubs also, it feels like they figured that out because he had two catches, I think, on the field goal drive to end the game that were huge, including one that I still don't know if he caught or fumbled or both.
Yeah, no one knows. No one knows. It was impossible to tell.
I also don't know if that was it a challenge or not. D'Amico Ryans, here's a little tip, and if we have him back on, we did love having him on, and I think he is a good coach. You just, in a tight game, you can never go home with 2 timeouts in your back pocket. Because that's such an easy way for idiots like us to be like, bro, 2 timeouts in your back pocket.
Even though at the end, we were trying to get them to bleed more of the clock. So you weren't going to use your timeout.
But then when the Packers have the ball, try to use maybe a timeout so that you get a shot back.
At the very least, maybe take a timeout so you can take a look at what they're doing on offense.
Just anything. Just slow it down for a second.
They
used 1 timeout to ice the kicker.
The icing at the end. Yeah.
Also, we should have mentioned Josh Jacobs. Congratulations. He caught a touchdown pass.
He did. Shocking that he hasn't done that yet.
211 receptions, 1,556 yards before he caught his first touchdown pass.
And then the other running back touchdown story, Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon scores a touchdown, jumps into the stands, does a Lambeau leap in the end zone. The fan, I thought, was completely within his rights to push him back, right?
Yeah, well, Packers fans are scumbags. We all know that.
Well, that fan's probably an owner, so that's technically kind of his stadium. So
True.
you can keep a man out of your house if you want to. He shoved him back. That fan then got ejected from the game.
He did?
I don't like that. And if anything, he should get a promotion. Move down 1 row.
Yeah. You're defending the wall.
You're defending the wall. Yes, this is your job.
Quite literally.
As a fan. I know every team they score at Lambeau Field. They want to do the Lambeau leap. You have to be prepared that you're entering a hostile crowd at that situation. You can't expect Packers fans to welcome you with open arms.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I stand with that fan.
He's a scumbag.
Yeah, but I stand with him. He was within his rights to do so.
Yeah, but he's still a scumbag.
That's fair.
But he was doing his job, literally. Yeah. Okay, next up. Bengals 21, Browns 14. Big story, obviously, from this game is Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles. Hate to see it.
Listen, you never root for injuries. And I said you never root for injuries.
Yeah.
You never root for injuries.
Well, don't point at me.
You never root for
injuries.
injuries. And that's pretty much what I have to say about Deshaun. The only thing is, why was Jameis not starting today? Was he not, or why was Jameis Winston the emergency quarterback today?
I don't know.
He's been the backup every game this season. The fans have started to chant for Jameis. There was a lot of speculation that maybe Stefanski was told put Jameis as the emergency so that fans can't ask him to get into the game.
Yeah.
So he was the emergency third-string quarterback today.
Who then got in.
And then got in because there was then an injury to DTR's finger or thumb. So he might be out too.
Yeah, it was the first time since 2008 that a team had 3 different players attempt 10 or more pass attempts.
That's pretty wild.
It was the Chiefs in 2008. Do you think you can name one of the 3 quarterbacks?
On the Chiefs in 2008, Brody Croyle.
Yes.
Okay. I remember that game. Brody Croyle, Matt Castle?
No. It's Brody Croyle, Damon Huard, and TT.
Tyler Thigpen?
Yes.
Let's go.
But yeah, Deshaun Watson, the entire fans, I think there was a report from Ben Baby, our friend Ben Baby. They cheered when he went down. I got no problem with that. We had a weird... It was basically Deshaun Watson goes down. Everyone, I didn't cheer for it, but I definitely sat there being like, well, yeah, I mean, why? Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be like, oh, boo-hoo, Deshaun Watson. But then we had the reaction. Chase Daniel tried to jump in front of it, being like, why would anyone? I feel really bad for Deshaun Watson. It's sick that people are happy about this. I don't have any problem with people being happy about it either.
They might have been happier because they're getting one step closer to Jameis.
Yeah, to Jameis. Also, Myles Garrett, maybe not the best quote.
Yeah.
He said after the game, Deshaun Watson has been a model citizen through college and most of the pros. That most of really is covering a lot of things up.
Doing a lot of work right there. And but technically, he might be right. Like if you look at from a mathematical perspective, the percentage of time that Deshaun Watson was not sexually assaulting people to the amount of time that he was, I'd say it's probably at least 67%. He's got his hands clean.
Yeah, like if Deshaun Watson has been in the NFL for, call it, I don't know how many days. Let's say 2,000 days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he probably, I don't know how many massages. If it's 200 massages, that would mean that 90% of the time he was in the NFL, most of the time.
But they don't want to talk about that, Big Cat. They don't want to talk about all the days that you weren't raping somebody.
Yeah. So that was a weird quote from Myles Garrett. Either way, it feels like the Browns, like if they can start Jameis, which they should, now they're going to have fun.
Yeah, it'll be a fun season. And I don't know if you were probably going to start Jameis, right? Even if DTR was healthy.
I think so. I'm confused by the Jameis emergency quarterback.
It would be such a weird thing for Stefanski to have to explain. How come your third string quarterback is now starting? What are you going to say? Like he had a great week of practice, so I promoted him?
I don't know. DTR's not good, and seems like a nice guy, and I liked watching him at UCLA, but he's not good. Jameis, he was in for like a half a quarter through a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, he's fun.
He's fun,
good.
And he had awesome glasses on after the game.
He did, and he said all the right things.
Yeah.
Like I understand why the Browns would say that, because if you're a Cleveland Browns player, you step on that field every weekend, there's a chance that you could get injured, and you know that it sucks to get injured. So
Correct.
You don't want to see your own fans cheering for one of your teammates to get injured. I'm not mad at the Browns for saying that either.
Yeah,
but I'm also not mad at Browns fans.
Right, if you're a teammate of Deshaun Watson, I understand you trying to come to his defense.
Yeah.
But you also have to understand where the fans are coming from, and the fans have every right to be like, fuck this guy.
Did Johnny Fanta have anything to say?
Oh, I don't know. He did?
I kind of want to hear Fanta's take on this. Because I feel like Fanta might join in chastising the Browns fans.
Oh,
because he's
stirring the pot of misery.
Know.
Oh, this is a good title.
What's the noise that makes when you stir that pot?
Stirring the pot of misery.
Misery. Tough. Really tough, brutal weekend to be a Cleveland sports fan.
Oh.
We've got scars. They run deep. And it's hard for anybody to really empathize. We fight on. It's the only way the Cleveland sports fans know how to go about it. From 11-6 to 1-6. 11-6 to 1-6. And on this day, you allowed in your house rivalry game, first division game of the season, the opposing team, which hadn't won in that stadium for years, to run the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. And at that point, you felt like the game was over. And we went through the formality for the next 4 quarters, but it was. You hate to see anybody get hurt. And for Deshaun Watson, that's horrible. And you wish him the best in his recovery.
Oh, that was nice.
As for the football team, the pre-snap penalties in Week 7 are unacceptable, and they fall on the coach. Now, I have been pro Kevin Stefanski, right? I like Kevin. But whatever this scheme is, there is none, right? It makes no sense. It's Week 7. You have multiple. We're not talking 1 or 2. We're talking 3, 4, 5, illegal shift, illegal motion, illegal this. We're making up new penalties, new flags. Gotta stop. That can't continue. This is professional football. Now, you're probably trying to lose. You're 1-6. You need to draft a quarterback. Let's call it what it is. You've got to tank. It's in the best interest of your organization to continue to lose. The saddest part about this is I feel bad for Nick Chubb, who made his way back to play hard. I feel bad for Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I don't feel too bad for too many other guys, but I feel bad for the stars of this team. A playoff team a year ago that now sit in this pit of misery. Up next, the Ravens. I gotta find me a pumpkin patch.
Oh, no. Johnny.
Why is he trying to find a pumpkin patch?
I don't know. Just get away from it all?
Yeah. Take a walk.
It was awesome that Nick Chubb scored. Nick Chubb's an awesome dude. It's cool that he scored.
Yeah.
Vibes are back with Nick Chubb. But yeah, Deshaun Watson. And it is funny, we were saying it in the Gambling Cave, that watching sports gives you the dumbest knowledge about injuries, where we saw it and we all were like instantly, yep, that's an Achilles.
Because you see how the calf muscle kind of contracted there.
Basically, Kevin Durant took us all to medical school when his Achilles popped against the Raptors in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, and we all felt like Drake.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Not Deshaun.
Come on.
The Bengals are quietly putting together. Now, let me ask you this question, actually. Let me pose it this way. Is the Bengals defense back, or did they play Daniel Jones and Deshaun Watson?
I think they played Daniel Jones and Deshaun Watson, but I think now they believe that they can play well, so it doesn't matter.
They also have done well against the run, which that's not Daniel Jones and Deshaun Watson as much, although you can game plan knowing those guys are the quarterbacks. But yeah, if you're a Bengals fan, this is the fixes the last 2 weeks. They've held both teams to under 14 points. If the Bengals hold everyone to under 14 points for the rest of the season, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So just keep doing that and keep maybe playing Deshaun Watson and Daniel Jones.
I think that if it was just 1 week, they could revert back to being the Bengals that we saw earlier on defense. But for some dumb reason, when I see it 2 weekends in a row, I'm like, okay, now it's a trend.
Yeah.
I believe in them.
If they just keep putting together weeks like this, next week, they play the Eagles. That's going to be a test.
That'll be a test.
That will be a find out if it was Daniel Jones and Deshaun Watson or if the Bengals defense is back.
Both of those teams, you can ask the same question, by the way.
What?
You can find out if it's Daniel Jones.
Oh, yeah,
Deshaun
true.
Watson.
That's because you guys just played Deshaun Watson and Daniel Jones. Mm-hmm. So we're going to find out if any of this would be great if you guys played like a 10-10 tie. Yeah. And we're like, maybe they're just better than those two teams.
Jalen Hurts likes to throw a lot of picks.
Yeah. Jamar Chase is
not in the past 2 weeks.
That's true. Jamar Chase's Allen Iverson step over was badass.
Yeah, that was nasty. That was a nasty little celebration. The step over, I'm all in favor of it. I'm sure that Roger Goodell is going to think about maybe making that a penalty next year.
Yeah.
It should not be. The step over is great when you can pull it off. And then it's on the other guy. I also think that the other guy, if you get stepped over, you should be allowed to punch him right in the nuts during the step over.
Or pants him.
And that's fine too.
A good pantsing.
But it's the best move that you can do. It's just so you ever do it to your pet?
Step over?
Yeah, it's so awesome. They look at you. You get that same vibe from them. You're like, I just dominated you.
Step over. Let's play Whose Line Is It Anyway? Hank, DraftKings Sportsbook. You have your phone this week.
Yep.
So you've given up the no phone.
I thought we were doing Boomer, so I had it ready.
Oh, okay. Eagles, Bengals. Eagles at Bengals?
I think it's
Eagles
wrong.
at Bengals.
Oh, wrong.
Eagles at Bengals. So this is did they just play Deshaun Watson and Daniel Jones, or are they good bowl?
I'm going to say Bengals minus 2.5.
So let's just talk it out real quick. The Bengals beat the Browns better than the Eagles did, but the Eagles beat the Giants better than the Bengals did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But wait, and they're both more recent?
Oh, man. Yeah. I'm going to say, would you say Bengals minus 2.5?
2.5.
I'll say Bengals minus 1.5.
Bengals minus 2.
Okay. We split it.
Love that.
That feels good. We
know
that
ball.
was good analysis.
We know ball big time.
That was good. This is going to be fun to figure it out. We're going to get a great answer.
I do sympathize with what Johnny Fanta said about walking into the stadium, like the opening kickoff, return for a touchdown.
Oh.
There's nothing worse as a fan than walking into the stadium before you even see the green of the grass. Maybe you're like a couple minutes late for kickoff, and you sit down at your seat, and you're already losing by a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's a sign. Your day's not even – you don't even have a chance for your day to be good at that point.
Yeah. It's absolutely true.
The dynamic
just air
kickoff.
right out of it.
Yeah.
Air right out of the entire building.
Do you see what Trump said about the kickoff?
What did he say?
Took a direct shot at our boy Sam Schwartzstein.
Oh, no.
He said it's ugly.
It's
He
ugly.
called Sam's kickoff ugly, yeah.
Although we're getting more kickoff returns.
We're getting more
aren't we?
kickoff. He's talking about the kickoffs that aren't returned. He thinks it's ugly.
I'd agree with that, but the whole point was to get more kickoff return touchdowns.
I agree 100%. I think that when it's kicked out of bounds for a touchback, it's very ugly. It's a very ugly play.
Yeah.
But when it's returned for a touchdown, it's one of the most beautiful plays in sports.
Yeah, the kickoff went from like a solid 7 to now a 5 in some light and a 10 in some other light.
Yeah, when it smiles more.
Yeah,
then it's really, really attractive.
When it wears something really fancy.
Yeah,
kickoff looks great. Looks great. Damn, check out that chick.
Yeah.
Look
at that chick.
Look at that chick. Shout out the guys at the IU college football show who had a sign that said "Titty fucking is overrated."
Max was getting a lot of support from the cave when you stepped out, Big Cat. I was trying to hold
about titty fucking.
Yeah, about titty fucking.
Oh, PFT also had an all-time terrible take.
What was it?
I don't know if you can't count that as a take.
Yes, it was.
What was the take?
Jaden Daniels came out in a Commander's hoodie.
You always talk about
Jaden
Jaden Daniels on this podcast.
A Commander's hoodie and a Commander's sweatpants. And Che goes, all PFTs in street clothes. And PFT had the hardest stance that they weren't street clothes because they were it was team issued gear.
But that's just a saying.
It was a jumpsuit, right? So it was like the tracksuit that you wear on the sidelines, like all the training staff, all that. I've always said that street clothes is if you're wearing clothes that you would wear on to the game.
And then ESPN tweeted like an hour later. Jaden Daniels was on the sideline.
In street clothes.
Street clothes. Yeah, it's a saying.
Yes.
Street clothes to me is like you're wearing a blazer or a turtleneck.
No,
or
it's
a
the
sweatshirt
saying when you
and
come
jeans.
back out, you're in street clothes.
I always thought that it was like, I know the saying, but when they say this guy's in street clothes watching the game, in the NBA, there's always a guy on the bench and he's wearing like a shirt and
But if a guy gets injured and
pants.
comes back, they'll say street clothes and he'll usually be wearing like sweatpants.
I don't know. Well, sweatpants, but not the team issued. I was already
team issued sweatpants.
I don't know why I'm still arguing about this, even though I've been proven wrong. I'm defending my take that I know is wrong because there's something deep down that I want it to be.
Also,
true.
you of all people should say that those are street clothes.
Well, no, that point got brought up too. It's like PFT wears he gets dressed
those.
like he's 6 years old every day.
Clothes.
I said again, that's a valid point. That's a valid
Those
point.
are your street clothes.
The haters, honestly, they get things right from time to time.
Who was
and
saying
they nailed that one.
Who was saying titty fucking's overrated in the cave?
Everyone.
Everyone was.
Everyone,
Okay.
except for me.
Nicky Smokes.
Well, Nicky Smokes is the king of bad opinions.
Yeah, it was really Nicky Smokes and Stephen Shea, which is probably
Great.
negative.
That's awesome. that makes me feel very confident. Okay, next up, Colts. Actually, let's do a couple ads, then we'll get to the Colts Dolphins. PFT.
Yeah, before we get to Colts Dolphins, it's brought to you by our great friends over at Game Time. Football season's here. We can't wait to get out to some games this fall with the help of Game Time. It's the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Check out the Game Time Picks feature. Hank, can you pull up Game Time Picks? And let's see what Monday night, what are we working with for the Ravens game? I'd like to see that. With Game Time Picks, you get the best seats. You get the lowest prices. You know how much we love Game Time. They've got that brand new feature. They're making it easier than ever to get to a game with Game Time Picks. They filter out the fluff. They only show you incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Hank, what are we looking at for Monday Night Football?
For looking, you can get in for as cheap as $105, and I'm looking right now. There's a super deal, lower level end zone, row G, for $211.
I love that. Probably get on TV in the lower level. Game Time Picks, they've got the best seats. They've got the best deals, too, that they highlight for you with Game Time Picks. Just pull up your chosen event, turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. So what are you waiting for? Go get those Ravens tickets right now with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app today. Use code PMT to easily score great deals with the new Game Time Picks. What time is it? It's game time. Part of my take is also sponsored by BetterHelp. Halloween lets us have fun with what scares us, but what about those fears that don't involve zombies and ghosts? Therapy is a great tool for facing your fears and finding ways to overcome them, because sometimes the scariest thing is not facing our fears in the first place and holding ourselves back. If you're thinking of starting therapy, please give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire. You get matched with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Overcome your fears with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/PMT today. Get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PMT.
Okay, Colts 16, Dolphins 10. This game was tough to watch.
Yeah, very.
I will try to be nicer about Anthony Richardson for a second. he used his legs well.
Yeah, but he also refuses to slide. I don't think they've even had the conversation with him about sliding.
Yeah.
He's going to run, and it's going to be electric when he does, and then he's going to use his face mask to try to stiff arm a defensive back.
But here's another positive thing. He made it through the game.
Yep.
And they won the game. So that's good for young QB's confidence. But the throwing thing is still very tough.
It is tough. You won the game, but you also kind of beat Tim Boyle.
Yeah. So Tim Boyle being the backup, nice guy. Nice guy.
Very nice guy.
Nice guy.
Much as good as he is as a quarterback, he's an even better human being.
I'll say this about Tim Boyle, and I don't know him, but I feel like he probably would prefer not to have to play.
If you were the third string quarterback, not named Jameis, would you want to play?
No, I think that you can't be critical of Tim Boyle, because if you hit Tim Boyle with true serum, he'd be like, dude, I don't want to get in either.
And how do you even evaluate this game if you're a Dolphins fan? You have Tim Boyle closing it out.
Tyler Huntley looked good on the first drive.
I guess.
And they ran the ball until they fumbled everywhere, and Mostert and Ingold fumbled.
You can't be mad at Tim Boyle, right?
No, I'm saying, Tim Boyle is probably sitting there like, dude, I don't want to play. I have a very nice life as what was the third string quarterback, then became the backup quarterback. It would be so much better if I could just live my life, have an awesome time being in an NFL locker room, catching a paycheck. I can walk away and be like, hey, I played in the NFL, which still, it's like when we have Orlovsky on. Tim Boyle is still at 0.0001% of football players ever.
And Tim Boyle is probably the first one to be like, God damn it, Tim Boyle's in. Tim Boyle sucks.
Yeah, he doesn't want to play.
He feels just like you do.
Yeah, he's not being like, hey, it's Tim Boyle time. Call my number.
Yeah.
I want to get in there. I want to fucking TB. Did he change his number? He was TB12. Yeah.
It's TB14 now.
TB14 now.
Now, if you're a Colts fan, enjoy the win. You guys won a football game. Hard to do in the NFL, right?
You're in the mix.
You're definitely in the mix. Your defense looked pretty good today, I guess. You can say it didn't fuck up too badly today.
No, but it's Tim Boyle.
It's Tim Boyle, but you didn't ruin it.
No.
You made Tim Boyle look like Tim Boyle, which is all you can hope for.
Yeah.
So I don't want to rain on your parade, but there was a sad stat that came out after the game comparing Anthony Richardson with Joe Flacco this season.
Oh, no.
5 games for Anthony Richardson, 3 for Joe Flacco. Passing yards, 783 for Anthony Richardson, 716 for Joe. Pass touchdowns, 3 for Anthony Richardson, 7 for Joe Flacco. Interceptions, 6 for Anthony Richardson, 1 for Joe Flacco. Completion percentage, 48.5 for Anthony Richardson, 65.7 for Joe Flacco.
Yeah. Joe Flacco did say, I think, this week that Anthony Richardson should play because that's the only way he's going to, if he ever gets better, it's not going to happen on the sidelines, which Joe Flacco's a great guy. We already knew that. And again, I don't want to beat up. They won the game, so you have to, a win's a win. Maybe this gives him confidence, being like, find a way to win these games. But it's everything that I've thought before is the throwing the ball is very important for a quarterback, and he doesn't do it very well.
That to me is how you know that Joe Flacco is the true quarterback of this team.
Yeah.
When he's saying, you should play the guy that's not as good as me so that he can get better and help the team be better. That's a guy that can make your team better.
Yeah. Yeah. It will be interesting to see if they tread water and they're in a spot, because right now they're the 7th seed if the playoffs started today. If they tread water and it's like, hey, maybe we should play Joe Flacco, because they play the Texans and the Vikings coming up, and those are pretty good defenses. So that might not go well. And then the Bills and the Jets. Oh, shit. The Colts go Texans, Vikings, Bills, Jets, Lions. That's not going to be easy.
No.
That might not help Anthony Richardson's progress.
Texans, Vikings,
Bills, Jets, Lions.
That's not a good stretch.
That's not a great stretch for AR-15.
The Colts also had a little mishap before the game. Jim Irsay, we're big fans of his on this podcast.
Huge.
His only job, I think, during game days is to determine whether or not the roof is going to be open or closed. We all stay glued to our smartphones on Thursdays when he makes that announcement.
That's all I can think about.
If the roof is going to be open or if the window is going to be open. He said it was going to be a roof open day, which is huge. The roof, it's a big factor in the Colts' recent success. When it's roof open games, they tend to wipe the floor of their opponents. The roof didn't open today.
Oh, no.
There's a big malfunction with the roof. I don't know what this means going forward. This is probably the last roof open game that you can have on the season. and the stadium let him down today.
Oh no!
And so something to keep your eye on.
Okay, so we got to. The roof might be malfunctioning.
But also,
the roof's fighting back.
Maybe, but also this might give Jim Irsay just a project to work on. So he's not going to be doing any other bad stuff. He's just going to be focused on fixing the roof.
The roof.
So that might be a good thing now.
Don't go up on the roof, Jim.
Yeah. Well, he might.
Yeah, but that would be dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't do it. All right. Eagles 28, Giants 3. Max, the Saquon revenge game worked out perfectly. 176 yards, a touchdown. The Saquon Barkley had 176 yards, and the New York Giants offense had 119 total yards. If you're trying to script up revenge games, that really can't go better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's keeping Mr. Mara up at night.
Yeah.
Losing sleep over it. And he was booed.
He was booed. So the no boo was wrong.
No, that was not what we were debating. You said whether Eagles fans would boo.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I think Eagles fans probably did boo because, like I said, I'm consistent. They just heard a boo and they joined in.
Disagree. He also was pretty shaken up. He said that as he was walking in, he saw Giants fans burning his jersey in the parking lot, and he said he was like, I've never seen that before with my own eyes, and I hope I never see it again.
I mean, what? That seemed a little dramatic.
Yeah, it does. It seems like Giants fans...
Was that serious?
It feels like Giants fans were trying...
He was like laughing about it.
Oh.
Yeah. He was
okay, all right. So he was joking.
Yeah.
It feels like Giants fans were trying to take back some of the narrative in the Saquon thing and turn this hatred that they have or the disappointment they have in their own franchise into just hating Saquon instead.
So
and just pointing at him and be like, fuck that guy.
So Jason Kelsey had a tweet that everyone was responding to, and he said, for the life of me, I don't understand why Giants fans hate Saquon for what happened and not the Giants organization for the fact he's an Eagle. They have absolutely no one to blame other than the Giants ownership and management decisions for why he's no longer a Giant. True. But fans don't, if the Maras, Mr. Mara, came out in a jersey, he would be booed. He doesn't come out in New Jersey. The only outlet they have to boo the Maras and the organization is via Saquon. So I completely understand why some Giants fans were booing Saquon Barkley. That's their outlet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're displacing their frustration, and they're like, we see Saquon. Maybe they weren't booing Saquon. Maybe they were booing what Saquon represents.
Yeah, the fact anyone on the Eagles deserves to be booed.
Yeah, they hate the Eagles. Yeah. But so it makes perfect sense.
They might have been booing Saquon because he represents the fact that the ownership let him go. And so that's how they're booing him.
Yeah, and I like Jason Kelsey. We're going to have him on at some point, right, Max?
Yeah.
You're the booker. You can book it.
I'm not the booker.
But you could help book it. Either way, Jason Kelsey is I'll say a friend of the show because we've met him a couple times. This is one of those moments where he has been on the show way back in the day. Mm-hmm. This is one of those moments where a guy he doesn't fully understand the fans' perspective, and it's no fault of his. Like, he doesn't understand that fans just have to boo. Yeah. You have to let fans boo. Otherwise, it's like the erectile dysfunction commercials. Like, if you don't boo for, multiple weeks, you should see a doctor.
You got to booze or lose it.
Yeah, right.
He did also go on to say in the tweet, obviously understand their hate of the Eagles and desire for him not to succeed.
Yeah, so he gets it. Yeah, he gets it. But I was not surprised that some fans booed. I just know that Saquon just dominated them today. Dominated.
And you knew it was going to happen, too.
Yeah.
He was stepped into the Boston Scott role very nicely today.
Yeah. And the Eagles defense looked good. They sacked Daniel Jones eight times. Yeah. Bryce Huff even got a couple.
Bryce Huff got one. Jalen Carter had two. Nakobe Dean had two.
The Giants' offensive line sucks, especially now that Andrew Thomas is out. Yeah. And how are we feeling state of the Eagles now?
It felt good to get a blowout win. We haven't seen one of those in a really long time. It was nice to watch football without any stress. We were sitting next to each other. We both had Eagles -3. It was basically over. Well, they still didn't score a point in the first quarter, which is insane that they haven't scored a point in the first quarter all year, and they're 4-2. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, but it was still nice to just have a pretty stress-free Sunday.
So Sirianni keeps his job.
Yeah, good day for Sirianni.
Oh, good.
Good day for Sirianni.
We need to have just a tracker. He's He's like the smoke coming out of the Vatican. Sirianni gets to keep his job one more week.
Yeah, no, and I get to be fluid with my thoughts on Sirianni.
100%.
I want that on the record.
Yes.
Does he get any credit for this?
Yeah, for sure. I also want to say Quinion Mitchell is amazing.
Okay.
He's our
Put it on the record.
Our rookie corner. Like he should be in the conversation.
Toledo.
For defensive rookie. Toledo.
He's
so good. He had neighbors locked up all day.
Yeah. So everything's good right now.
Yeah, no, today was good. Today was a good day.
You beat a bad team soundly, which that still counts.
And it makes you feel good because
Right.
we've been playing bad teams and not beating them soundly.
Yes.
So it's good when you do see that.
Yeah.
And it's also awesome when your star running back goes home and just absolutely dominates his former.
Did you take any extra pleasure knowing that there's probably a significant amount of Mets fans that are also Giants fans?
Yes.
Although it's mostly
But
Mets.
Well, I know it's
but
Mets Jets, but
I-
I'm assuming that there's still
No, there's
a lot.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all. I feel like they all flip flop. It was more so that like but it doesn't really mean they still have the last laugh. They beat us. They beat us in the playoff in the NBA. They beat us in the MLB.
Yeah.
We had a regular season win against the fucking Giants, who fucking suck.
The Giants just feel like they have been in disaster franchise mode for an extended period of time now.
It's like at the end of Eli's career moving forward.
Yeah, and it's very bizarre because you have 2 Super Bowls in the last, whatever it is, 16, 17 years. So you can't be like, oh, they are a total dumpster fire. But since the Super Bowls, they are a dumpster fire and a truly atrocious organization.
Their defense is going to win them a couple more games.
Dexter Lawrence is a monster.
And so is Brian Burns.
Yeah.
Their D line is very good, and I don't think that they're going to be like a. I think that they're like they should be trying to lose more than they are.
Yeah.
Like them going out and spending all the capital to get Brian Burns is crazy to me. Like,
Yeah.
why did they do that?
Daniel Jones is, I mean, he was under duress the entire game, but yeah, he's not the quarterback going forward. I think we've all agreed on that, right? Like he's not going to be.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, he
need
sucks.
to figure something out.
Yeah, they got to figure something out. And
Yeah,
that's
even
what-
Dable did a Drew Lock spark today.
Yep. Now,
Spark. He said spark.
That's what I'm saying. I
I
think
think he
that
fumbled twice.
at the end of the season you have to move on from Jones, but I hope they keep Dable. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying that as a Commander. I'm saying that like just as a fan of ball.
Yeah.
As a fan of high quality football and the right people being in the right positions, I love that. And I think that Brian Dable he should stick around. Don't put all this on him.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. So Max, feeling good. 4-2. Big game against the Bengals. Huge game against the Bengals.
Huge game against the Bengals, but yeah, big game against the Bengals. The only thing to say.
But it feels like you're back in on the season a little bit.
Yeah. 4-2. 4-2 is 4-2. It's good record.
It's good, well put.
Love that.
And we just got to go into Cincinnati next week, beat the Bengals 5-2, and then
And Jalen Hurts has not thrown an interception in the last 2 games.
big.
Is that good?
Huge.
Nor
Nah, it
fumble.
might be bad. He's not taking the risks that he should. Just think about it that way.
There were times I was getting mad at Jalen today in the first half, and then he threw that deep ball to A.J. Brown, which was just right on the money on
Yeah.
4th down. That just
See, I
saved the season.
I think the Eagles roster is still good. You guys were just very, very injured. And having both A.J. Brown out and Devontae out, that's huge.
and Lane Johnson.
And Lane Johnson, yes.
Yeah.
Those are probably the 3 out of the 4 guys that you could stand to lose the least on offense.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like all of the fire the coach, like panic of the Eagles this season. Now
Yeah, where was that
now they're
coming
just
from?
4-2. No, like I'm saying that in myself.
Yeah. Okay. Next game, Bills 34, Titans 10. Josh Allen's 100th start in the NFL. Congrats to him. He's got 68 wins. He's the 6th most that's the 6th most wins through 100 starts all time. And he is 3rd all time for most total touchdowns through 100 starts. Aaron Rodgers 241, Patrick Mahomes 237, Josh Allen 236. Pretty good company.
It's great company and no interceptions this season. So he's having maybe his best season taking care of the ball. The bad Josh isn't around as much.
Yeah, and this was a weird game because you thought it was maybe a very sleepy spot for the Bills. They were down 10-0. The offense looked bad. Defense didn't look good. And then they just were like, oh, yeah, we're the Bills. We're going to throttle them 34 unanswered. I saw a stat that the Titans ran 11 plays in the third quarter for 11 total yards.
That's gross.
So they just fucked them up on both sides of the ball. And Amari Cooper got going.
He did, yeah.
Scored a touchdown.
What was the stat like after Deshaun Watson got taken out of the game? He all of a sudden got good at football during his game.
Yeah.
It's like he knew.
Yeah.
He knew that the bad man's gone.
Yeah.
He's not going to hurt you anymore.
Yeah.
And he just went off. Yeah. So it's nice to see Amari Cooper playing well.
Yeah.
It is, because I'm sure that he's dealt with some bullshit in his career. And I think Josh Allen is maybe having his best season ever.
He's playing lights out, and Keon Coleman looks like a real dude now too.
Yeah,
so like he had a big catch, 125 yards. So their offense, they still have to. There still was that two game blip on the Ravens and Texans back to back, but we'll see. When is their next big game?
But they didn't play that bad against the Texans.
No, that was a winnable game. Josh wasn't very good in that game,
Yeah.
but he also was concussed. We're not. And people are going to say that was me glazing, whatever.
Well, when I say that Josh is having his best season, I'm saying that for years, all everyone says, like, if you can just get Josh to limit the turnover plays, blah, blah, blah. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing right now. So you can either like it when he just goes hog wild and does crazy shit all the time and throws a lot of interceptable balls, or you can like what he's doing right now.
Do you think so? Will Levis has a shoulder injury. Mason Rudolph started. I was actually nervous, I thought, because I bet the Bills, and then I was like, oh, shit. Mason Rudolph's going to play. This might be a competent Titans team. Titans are just bad.
Yeah, bad vibes. Real bad vibes with the Titans. And Andre Hopkins, he had one target this week. I think he had 6 yards.
Okay.
He's got to be gone, right?
You got to trade him.
They got to be – they're doing whatever the quiet firing of him is. They're just you can go out there, but please, for the love of God, don't get hurt, because we want to help the Chiefs win another Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. Well, Calvin Ridley too.
Yeah.
He probably is going to get traded, and maybe he won't get. I don't know. Titans should probably give up.
Yeah.
A little bit. They have kind of given up, but they should officially give up.
This is what you get when you fire Vrabes.
Yeah.
Look at it.
We like Brian Callahan. He's been dealt not a great hand.
Yeah.
A full rebuild. But yeah, the Bills. This was one of those games where I was like, the Bills should kill the Titans, and they ended up killing the Titans. So it feels good to at least know a little bit of ball.
Well, in this game, it was like you could always say the Titans, they'll at least beat you up a little bit physically on defense.
Yeah.
And this one was like, even the defense, they've had enough.
Yeah.
Maybe the defense has had enough of watching the Titans offense.
Yeah.
And they got just as sick of it as we have.
Yeah, no moss.
Yeah.
No moss. Okay, last one for the early slate. Seahawks 34, Falcons 14. This was our Kirk Cousins off day game. I think I said it in the first quarter. He threw a couple passes that were just not accurate, and I was like, ooh, he doesn't look sharp today. And they did actually, the second half, it felt like the Falcons were going to be back in the game as they marched down the field, and then the wheels just came off with the fumble, 2 picks, just the Falcons, and they burned a great Bijan Robinson day.
Yeah, what did I tell you about the Seahawks defense?
Yeah.
I feel like they weren't far away.
They gave up a decent amount of yards, but they started taking the ball away, which can change anything.
Yeah, this was a trap game for Kirk. This is when he said, walk in the trap, take over your trap. Did anybody tell Kirk Cousins that it's a home game?
Well, no, he said that about the Panthers.
Okay, I thought he was talking about this weekend.
No, remember we had the memes took ownership for screwing up the graphic?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what made me confused.
Yeah.
You probably confused a lot of people out there, memes.
Yeah, he did.
I think I confused a ton.
A ton of people.
Because it would make no sense for him to say that when another team is trying to walk into his trap and take over his trap.
Geno also is he is fun when he has time to throw. That touchdown pass to DK at the end of the first half. Is DK okay, by the way? Did he get carted off? I can never know when he gets carted off if he's just going to take a shit or not.
I don't know if he got carted off.
I think I saw an image of him on a cart.
I did not see that part. I did see DK with one of the best blocks of the week, where he just used one arm and he stiff-armed a guy with one arm and just stood there, like just standing perfectly still.
Yeah,
like a security guard.
He was little boy in him.
Yeah, keeping the cornerback away, trying to make a tackle. DK just stands there upright with one arm. It's just like, no, you're not going to tackle him.
Yeah, so they're saying maybe
sorry, dude, too many dudes in here.
Maybe an MCL strain. So yeah, he got carted off. That's not good.
That's not.
We're optimistic at this point. It doesn't look too bad. That's good. Mike McDonald said that.
Okay, not looking too bad.
Yeah. The Seahawks are fun though. They have so many guys.
They're wide receivers, and they're Bobo. It's also just fun to say
Bobo, Kenneth Walker. But yeah, this was another one where I know that I had a terrible week, but I saw this one coming, whereas the Falcons were riding a little too high. You know, they won a couple big games and beat up on the Panthers. And the Seahawks, this was hungry dogs to run faster, Hank. Seahawks needed this win very bad.
I think these are two very similar teams.
Yeah,
very
probably
similar.
not going to go deep.
Could win a wild card game.
Could give someone some fits in the divisional round.
Unless they play a team from the NFC North.
Yeah, but they could maybe be up in the divisional round.
But they could also...
That's their ceiling.
They could host a divisional round game against a wild card team from the NFC North that would beat the fuck out of them.
Correct.
That would take over their track.
Yeah, because they could easily win their respective divisions.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else from this game? Let's do a couple more ads, and we'll do afternoon games, maybe talk some playoff baseball as well, and Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, before we get to the rest of the games, they're brought to you by Uber Eats, where you can get almost anything. Uber Eats is the best. I use Uber Eats. I've had a bad problem for probably the last 2 years. It's become worse in the last month. I can't stop ordering food that gets sent to another location. So I did that twice last week, once the week before. When I'm at the office, I order it to my house. When I'm at my house, I order it to the office. With Uber Eats, it lets me know. I've switched fully over to Uber Eats, and I have not had that problem in 7 calendar days. It's working for me. It's football season. Uber Eats is dropping undefeated deals on all your game day favorites like Little Caesars. If you're craving even more, we've got you covered. Game day deals on burgers, tacos, wings, and more all season long. Uber Eats, the official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now for game day. Terms, taxes, and fees apply. See app for details. This week, enjoy buy one Ultimate Supreme, get one extra most bestest pepperoni pizza free from Little Caesars. Only on Uber Eats. That's a great deal. Go check them out. They've got awesome deals all the time on Uber Eats. It's the best way to order food. This podcast is also brought to you by The Farmer's Dog. We all love our dogs. They complete us, and we all want peace of mind that we're doing the best we can to keep them healthy and keep them happy. That's where The Farmer's Dog comes in. The Farmer's Dog makes and delivers fresh, healthy dog food right to your door. It's developed by vets. It's nutritionally balanced and made from real meat, real veggies to safety standards of human food. The Farmer's Dog isn't just fresh, high-quality food. They also send the food pre-portioned specifically for your dog based on their unique nutritional needs. It makes it easy to help your dog maintain their ideal weight, which is one of the biggest indicators of a full, healthy life. Dogs at a healthy weight can live up to 2.5 years longer than overweight dogs do. Blake is on the Farmer's Dog. Stella has been on the Farmer's Dog for years. Got a compliment at the dog park on Saturday. Lady asked about Blake. She said, "What do you feed him? He looks really, really good." I said, "Feed him Farmer's Dog." She said, "Do you like it?" I said, "He loves it." Can't get enough of this stuff. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Get 50% off. That's half off at thefarmersdog.com/PMT.
Okay, afternoon games. Stinkers.
Yep.
Stinkers, but we got to start PFT. Your Commanders 40, Panthers 7. Where are we at? How are we feeling?
Well, so Jaden's mom tweeted out he's fine. And
okay,
so
that's good.
Jaden's mom, I'm going to Jaden's mom for all of my Jaden news. I subscribed to her X.com post about it. X.com, the everything app. It's all happening on X. So I'm following her on there, and then I also had to follow her on Instagram too, just in case she broke news there first.
Smart.
So I'm all over that. I feel like the Panthers really wasted the Bryce Young doing the scout team impression of Jaden Daniels, because Jaden Daniels was out after one play.
Yes.
So this game was over. They weren't prepared for Marcus Mariota. They don't have anybody on the roster that can emulate him as well as Jaden. I hope he's okay. I don't want to say it was boring because it was an ass kicking, and our offense looked good without Jaden.
It's fun to play the Panthers.
People are asking if Jaden Daniels is a system quarterback. If he is, then I fucking love this system.
Yeah.
But
you just got to keep Cliff Kingsbury.
We got to keep Cliff, yeah. But a good performance by the defense today. Defense played really, really well. Again, we played the Panthers, but the Panthers' offense hasn't always been that bad this season. They've had a couple good games here and there.
So I have a question for you about the Marcus Mariota thing, because I know that if that had happened to me and Tyson Bagent came in and looked awesome, my mentions would just be flooded with people being like, Caleb Williams actually sucks.
Yep.
Anyone could do it.
There's enough body of evidence.
Was that happening to you?
I chose to not look at my mentions.
Smart.
Afterwards.
That's very smart.
But the time that I did, I saw you guys getting tagged in a lot. Is Jaden Daniels a system quarterback?
Maybe just mute the word system for a couple days.
I might mute system. Is Jaden Daniels? Are the Commanders better without Jaden Daniels?
You knew that was coming because that's just how the internet has to work.
Well, I tweeted out that not getting to watch Jaden makes me want to memes myself, and then I got reported to actually X reached out to me with a safety notification. We're writing to you because a concerned individual has recently alerted to us to potentially suicidal or self-harming comments posted on your account. How do they know what memes myself even means?
They're listeners.
It's not just self-harm, it's also blowing up the entire NFL office.
Yeah, that's true.
But
there's a lot.
But I think it's a rib of some sort. He has a rib confirmed. I will give Jaden Daniels one of my ribs. I volunteer as tribute. You can remove one of my ribs, put it in Jaden's sternum, and then just sew him up, and hopefully he'll be fine. But it could be worse. It could be worse. When he went out at first, I was like very concerned because I've seen this movie before with a quarterback.
Right.
But I don't think that it's anything super long term.
So do you think he's gonna play next week?
I think he could have come back and played today. But we're playing.
We need him to
Panthers.
play next week.
It will suck if he doesn't play next week.
Yes, I hope that he plays next week if he's healthy. I'm concerned about his long-term health right now.
Yeah, he's got to play next week though
for America,
for this show,
and for America,
specifically for this show and the ratings of this show, and
we need
just this show.
We need that, yeah. But yeah, I think our defense played awesome. Our running game looked good again. Again, we played the Panthers.
I mean, the Panthers are. So they've reached levels that are like, because we talked about it on Friday, but Andy Dalton, he gave him that 1-game bump. That's way long gone. I don't know why they don't just play Bryce Young anymore. Bryce Young could easily throw a pick six and another pick to put him in a big hole and then the game be over in the first quarter. He could have done that.
Yeah, he could have. So Andy Dalton had 93 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns.
He threw a touchdown to you guys.
Threw a touchdown to us. Pick six right off the bat was really nice. I truly enjoyed that. And also, again, if our defense can somehow learn how to be good, then that's going to be incredible for the season because our defense, I know for a fact, they're not good, but they played really good today.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. Andy Dalton, I feel like putting Bryce Young back in, I don't know if that's really solves anything or if that's even good for Bryce Young.
But what's the alternative? Like, you're going to lose anyway.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton, nice guy, recurring guest. Love to have him on when he retires again. But you're going to lose anyway. What's the downside of? It's kind of similar to the Anthony Richardson, where it's like play him and see what you got. What's the word? Where are you going to end up that's different than where you are right now?
Okay, so
because if he's bad, you're at the exact same spot.
My theory is that the Panthers aren't doing it because they're trying to trade Bryce Young.
He's not. He doesn't have trade value.
But he could potentially get injured. I'm sure that there's some team out there that would give up like a sixth or a seventh, maybe a seventh.
But that's not worth a sixth to me is not worth the whatever you want to call it 2% chance that Bryce Young something happens where he just figured it out and he's good.
Would you say that you know ball better than David Tepper? Because I think you probably do.
I do.
So David Tepper might not be thinking about it in that mindset.
It's just it makes no sense to me.
David Tepper probably thinks that he's worth like a 3rd round pick.
The other part of it is like Dave Canales, you just got hired. I don't think you're going to get fired after 1 year. Like it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case because you got hired into a shitty situation. So it would be like I would understand it if it was a guy who was 3 years into the deal as a head coach and he's like, we have to win games in order for me to keep my job. Andy Dalton probably gives us the best chance, even though he's not giving you a chance anymore. Then it would make sense. But none of it makes sense. Dave Canales, like the best possible outcome for all of this is Bryce Young. Again, it's probably a 2% chance is somehow good. Every other outcome you've already kind of figured out, and it all sucks.
I would like to formally remove the tag quarterback whisperer from Dave Canales for at least 1 full season.
Yeah.
So like in the offseason when the Panthers get a new quarterback in, you're not allowed to call Dave Canales a quarterback whisperer.
I'd agree.
You lost that privilege.
I'd agree.
You were brought in to whisper to Bryce, and you did not whisper effectively enough to Bryce.
The Panthers have given up 279 points through 6 games. Or have they played 7? I think they maybe have played 7.
They played 7.
They played 7. That's the most since 1954. through 7 weeks. That's pretty crazy.
It's not all on the quarterback. Now, some of those are from short field. Some of those are from pick sixes like we saw today.
Yeah, no, they're deep. I guess the way I'd sum up the Panthers, and I'm sorry, Panthers fans, but they also know this, their defense is atrocious. Their offense is slightly better than atrocious.
Yeah. Yeah. At times, their offense is, I'd say, serviceable.
Yeah, but it's kind of not even anymore. It was in that Raiders game.
Yeah, they look good in those pants, though. Today, the Commanders' pants, the yellow pants are great. Wear those every single day.
That was the best pants matchup of the day.
Easily
Without
the
a
best
doubt.
pants matchup. Were they both throwback pants?
They might have been.
I think they were both throwback pants, yeah.
Commanders can't have throwbacks. They should do throwbacks, though.
What do you mean?
Oh, you talking to the Skins?
Skins. Just call them the Skins.
Yeah, why not? Call them the Skins.
But it was Daryl Green
Everyone
Day
has
today.
skins.
That was nice.
Everyone has skin. We were talking about it earlier, but we were looking ahead at the schedule. And on Sunday, November 10th, there is a game being played in Munich, Germany, between the Giants and the Panthers.
We're finally even for World War II.
That is. Oh my God.
We got them back, Big Cat.
Wait, are the Nope, the Panthers don't have a bye next week. I was hoping that they maybe had a bye so we could just be away from them for a week.
Just go scrimmage the Dolphins.
Yeah, this is, and then the Saints in 2 weeks for the Panthers. That's going to be a nobody believes in anyone bowl.
That might be Derek Carr coming back, beating the fuck out of the Panthers and being like, are the Saints good again?
Yeah. It's just a sad state. I feel bad for Panthers fans, but I'll stand on a soapbox and say, why not start Bryce Young? There's no alternative that is worse than what's happening right now. Bryce Young can come in and be god awful, and nothing will change. Right?
I think the only thing you have to lose is potentially a low draft pick,
and it's as low as it could be.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the risk that you trade him for another backup quarterback on a different team, and then you bring that guy in, and all of a sudden he's good on the Panthers with quarterback whisperer Dave Canales. And then you ruin your draft pick.
Yeah.
So that's an issue.
Or like the Browns should just trade for him right now, although we want Jameis to start.
Yeah, we want Jameis.
We want
Jameis for sure. Now, I would like to formally open up, if you're a Panthers fan, all aboard the bandwagon. I'm accepting anybody on the Commanders bandwagon.
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah, if you want to root for the Commanders, please, the more the merrier. I'm down for it.
The Panthers don't even have the first pick right now. That's even sad.
Who does?
The Patriots.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good, Hank.
That's really sad. The Panthers don't even have the first pick because their strength of schedule is too good.
Well, you can't screw up the first pick if you're the Panthers then.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Not bad.
I guess that's true.
I just want Jaden to be healthy. I want him to be okay. We're 5-2, which is awesome.
He's got to play.
So we're still first place in the division. Happy about that. I want Jaden to be healthy. I hope that he plays. I think, judging from how he was signaling touchdown on the sidelines, I think he's going to be okay.
The long-term health is important, but more important is him playing next week.
To some people.
You have to be in that camp.
Yes, but I don't want him to get hurt more this week.
The last 8 months of this show have revolved around Sunday.
That's true. Around
you
Jaden
have to.
yeah.
Do, I don't know what message you can send, but it's the Super Bowl.
I'll do my best. I think he's fun.
He has to. Memes just said he has to play.
You saw how he put his two hands up, right?
It was funny watching you.
Good.
I mean, it's not funny because I hope he's okay. And I did right away. I was like, I think it's ribs, which is way better than any alternative. But when he went down on that run at the goal line, and you were like, no, he was going down anyway. And I was a very relatable moment where you just had to. Your mind was racing.
I was going to just say things until I was proven opposite.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I was going to operate.
Che said that he thought maybe he got a wood chip in his underneath his jersey,
which makes no sense. I said, Che,
Like
how did he get a wood chip? He said, I don't know. Maybe he stopped by a playground at some point today. That would have been awesome. They take him back. They put him in the X-ray machine, and they're like, yeah, you got a wood chip.
Hey, Jaden, what the fuck? You got a wood chip in your
I'm going to write you a prescription for one bath.
Yeah, what the hell, man? Why are you carrying around this wood chip? That could be dangerous.
But I hope he's okay. I think he's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Another stinky game. Rams-Raiders. Rams 20, Raiders 15. Rams are back-ish in the fact that they won off their bye. Antonio Pierce pulled a Matt LaFleur. And I don't want to bring up Matt LaFleur because he's doing well and his team is good and all that stuff. But he pulled a Matt LaFleur. Antonio Pierce kicked a field goal, down 8 on the 9-yard line with all 3 timeouts, to make a one-score game a one-score game.
Yeah, we were watching that in the studio, and I thought I was missing something.
Yeah.
So I checked with Big Cat. I was like, he shouldn't be kicking this, right? And it's absolutely fucking not. You should not be kicking that field goal.
No.
It makes zero sense. But it's a very interim head coach type move. He does a lot of things.
He is the head coach.
Yeah, I know, but he still very much operates as an interim head coach. Like the way that he runs the team, it's just all about being more physical.
Covering the spread.
Covering the spread. Some points are better than no points. So Antonio Pierce sees that. He's like, 4th down, I don't know, that's kind of scary. If I don't convert this, we lose the ball.
Yeah.
Might as well kick a meaningless field goal.
And then they got the ball back with like a minute left on their own 10, and Gardner Minshew, who came in because I think Aiden O'Connell broke his thumb, which is just another sad chapter in the saddest QB carousel possible. The Raiders are just so lost. And the Rams, it wasn't like they lit it up, but I think the Rams are close to getting some of their guys back. I feel like Cooper Kupp was almost going to play this week.
Yeah.
So and guess what? Reminder to everyone out there, we should play Whose Line Is It Anyway for Thursday Night Football. We have to take the Rams on Thursday night because they're playing the Vikings, who just played the Lions. And that's the new trend.
Yep.
So Vikings
Short
at
week.
Rams. Whose line is it anyway? Brought to you by DraftKings.
Just played.
What?
That's this Thursday?
Yeah.
This Thursday?
Yeah.
Shit, okay.
Vikings, I'm going to say, are 4-point favorites.
That sounds pretty good. I'll go 5.5.
It is Vikings -3.
Ooh. They're on to us.
Yep.
They're on to us. So we got to take the Rams. I don't want to take the Rams, so we have to take the Rams.
Yeah, it's definitely a Rams play.
You have to.
I feel like, the Rams, they're a very well-coached team, obviously. They always manage to win a couple games that they shouldn't when they're dealing with injuries. And they have to get less injured, right? They can't get any more injured than they have been.
No. And if you look at the Rams season, besides that Cardinals stinker where it's burn the tape and bury the football, they've been in every game. Mm-hmm. They have been, their losses are all one-score losses, and they've been in every game against some really tough teams. So maybe the Rams can turn the corner. They are my pinky team, but maybe they can turn the corner, and if they beat the Vikings, it gets to 3-4.
And that division isn't as locked up as we thought it would be.
3-4, and then going to play the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And then they got the Dolphins and Patriots. So the Rams, maybe I'm just talking myself into a team that I know that is not good.
Are they your don't look now team?
No, they just beat the Raiders.
They're my don't look now team because I don't really like watching.
We need like a list of teams that we just have on a board. So whenever when a team wins, we just be like, are they back or did they play this team?
Yeah.
Raiders and the Panthers.
Raiders, Panthers, Browns, maybe.
Maybe Browns. Jaguars now have 2 wins, so that kind of changes my don't look now.
You know who might be on that list? Saints.
Saints? Yeah.
I think they're on that list.
Saints could be on that list. Yeah, just pause and ask yourself, are they back or do they play this team?
Yeah, I feel like both the Jaguars and the Patriots are on that list.
Yes.
So we don't know if the Jags are good because they just played.
Yeah, and I know this is all a play on myself because the Bears played half of these teams, which I'm very much aware of and honest about, but I don't care.
Took care of business.
The Rams are not on that list.
No.
The Rams are frisky. They beat the Rams. Bang.
Boom.
Titans are on that list. Fuck, they beat the Titans. Yeah.
Let's see who else we got on the list.
That's the list.
I think that's Giants.
Giants could be on that list. We'll find out. Are the Giants what? What's that face, Max?
Giants stink.
Yeah, I know. So it's like, is your team back or do they play this team?
No, yeah, I said this.
Yeah.
I've already said that.
Yeah. All right. So we've all played these teams.
Yeah.
A lot of these
a
teams.
good amount.
What are the last 3 Commanders wins? 2 Commanders wins.
The last 2 today.
Yeah,
against the
Panthers.
And then before that was the Browns.
What are the last 2 Eagles wins?
That would be the Giants and the Browns.
And the last 2 Bears wins are the Jaguars and the Panthers.
That's okay. You play who you play.
This is a really bad.
You play who you play.
We just broke the 4th wall.
Maybe the NFL just stinks.
Maybe the NFL. Well, guess what? We can't apologize for being 4-2. I had a bye week this week. 4-2, 5-2,
5-2,
5-2. Because imagine if we were a team sitting here that was 1-6 or 2-5. Yikes.
Memes is 2-5 is so much worse.
So much worse.
I was about
Memes
to
is 2-5
say,
is atrocious.
The Jets might be on that list too.
Yeah, the Jets could be on that list. The Steelers, are they back? Is Russie back, or did he play the Jets?
See, we don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, this is a this whole room might be this room might be because I would like to address that because some people want me to put the Bears on the frauds tag. I don't think the Bears can win the Super Bowl. People have to understand that year that we called the Vikings frauds, that was because people were saying they could go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they had a negative point differential.
The Dolphins last year, when they beat up on every bad team and lost to the good teams, but everyone's like, they're still like a dangerous team. I was like, no, they're not. I don't think the Bears are a dangerous team yet in any respect. They have to prove it. They have to beat really
you guys
good
are a
teams.
playoff team right now.
Yeah, but they have to beat good teams. I'm fully transparent
What
about
happens
that. I'm
next
just
week,
building something.
If it's Jaden versus Caleb, does the winner of that get to say, like, that's going to be, are they good or did they just beat the Bears? Or are they good or
did they beat the team that just beat the Browns and the Panthers? Or are they good or they just beat the team that beat the Jaguars and the Panthers?
I do feel like the worst teams.
Good.
Jaden needs to play.
Yes. I want to
play.
This is no joke. My day and my entire week is so much better just because of that little 3-hour window where I get to watch Jaden Daniels play football. That's why I was bummed out today. Yeah, we kicked the fuck out of the Panthers, which was awesome. Good. Defense looked good. Running game looked good. A lot of stuff looked good. But I didn't get that 3-hour window of watching my favorite athlete do unreal shit on the field while wearing the colors that I like to look at on TV.
I don't really care about that.
It bums
I care
me
about
out.
Jaden Daniels versus Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I don't care that I don't care that you don't care about
Hank,
that.
what are your thoughts?
We need it.
Max brought up a good point, though. Maybe the NFL just sucks. Half of the teams just suck.
I don't think half the teams suck. I think the worst teams, there are a lot of really bad teams right now.
All right, hold on. Let's just list. I'm going to say a team, and you tell me if they suck. Okay?
Well,
Just say good or bad. Or no.
No, tell me if they suck, because there's teams that are in the middle, like the Bengals are not. They don't suck.
No, they don't.
Yeah. All right.
Or did they just beat the Browns?
No, they have an elite QB. But
Colts don't suck, right?
yes,
They don't suck.
Colts suck.
They suck.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
shitty. They're shitty, but they don't suck.
Okay, here we go. Dolphins
Suck.
Raiders.
They suck.
Jets
Suck.
Jaguars.
Hey, there's still time.
The Jaguars suck.
Suck.
Yeah.
Suck.
No,
in the
they
United
suck.
States.
They suck. The Titans
Suck.
Browns
Suck.
Patriots
Suck.
Okay, that's 7 in the AFC. Cowboys.
They stink.
Suck.
Yeah, I think they suck.
They just got smoked.
It's
because we didn't see
I'm
them
just going
today.
under 500.
I think
teams.
Cowboys and Bengals are the same.
I don't think
And
Cowboys
Jets.
and Bengals.
Cowboys,
are the same.
Bengals, Jets are all.
I disagree. I think the Bengals are better than all those teams.
And that's because of the probably QB.
I think the Bengals are better than all those teams.
I think the Cowboys, the Cowboys and the Jets are very similar.
Okay, here we go. Cardinals.
Good.
No.
They don't suck.
They don't
okay.
suck.
Rams.
No.
Saints.
Yes.
Giants.
Yes.
Suck.
Panthers.
Suck.
So 10 teams suck, but the majority of them are in the AFC. 7 of the 10 teams that suck are in the AFC. The AFC sucks.
Yeah.
I think that's what we just figured out. The AFC sucks.
They do.
Yeah.
And if you had asked me 3 weeks ago, I would have said that the
Chiefs,
Broncos
Ravens,
would be in that
Bills.
list too.
The current Rams suck, but they won't suck.
I don't think they suck though, because
they
again,
do.
besides that one loss, they lost less than a touchdown to every other team. They lost they lost in overtime to the Lions. They lost by 5 to the Packers. They lost by 6 to the Bears. They don't suck.
I do think there's a difference between a team that sucks and a team that sucks but has a quarterback that I know is capable of not sucking.
Correct.
So Matt Stafford, he is very capable of not sucking. That means that the whole team, as an entire unit, you can't say that they suck.
I think it's a strong 10 that suck. We didn't count the Rams to suck. You think they suck, huh, Max?
I don't. When they get their guys back, I don't think they will. But
Okay.
I think that the current Rams suck.
Okay. Either way, I think that just proves, the AFC is bad. The AFC, it's going to be a competition between the Bengals and I think the Bengals are going to be in the playoffs.
It's like the Chiefs, a bunch of teams that think that they can beat the Chiefs, and then a bunch of teams that have completely given up on beating the Chiefs and are trying to build for the future.
Right.
That's the AFC.
Right. And then the Ravens. Because the Ravens are in that category of they are like extra think they can beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But we know they can't.
They think they know they can beat the Chiefs.
Right. They think that if they just flex a little bit and run the ball and then forget to run the ball, they can beat the Chiefs.
I actually think they know that they think they can beat the Chiefs.
Right. But then the problem is the Chiefs know that the Chiefs know the Ravens think that they can beat the Chiefs.
But they know that they can't.
They know they can't.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. All right, so that was the entire NFL breaking down. Let's talk about the last game, actually second last game. Chiefs, 49ers, Chiefs 28, 49ers 18. I am the idiot who bet against Patrick Mahomes as an underdog. Now, no, actually, I was going to make an excuse for myself and be like, well, Deebo Samuel played 3 plays and Brandon Ayuk probably is out for the year and Juwan Jennings was out. But there is no excuse. I'm just a moron, and I should just gambling.
Or at least on the Chiefs.
No, I just like if you try to outsmart Patrick Mahomes as an underdog, you're just a moron, which guilty as charged. I'm a fucking moron.
And also Andy Reid off a bye.
And I learned my lesson last year in the Super Bowl, and I bet on Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, and I just was like, nah, you know what? I've got smarter.
The Chiefs were fucking around with the 49ers today, too. Do you see that play that they ran where it was Carson Wentz and Patrick Mahomes in the back
on the field?
That's what really sucked, actually, was within like 5 minutes, I had to watch Jaden get taken out of the game and then Carson Wentz on the field.
On the Chiefs.
Which really bummed me out. But they ran a play where Carson gave like an inside handoff, and then they had Mahomes trailing around. I'm going to predict Andy Reid's next fuck shit that he's going to do at some point this season.
Yeah.
I think he's going to run a play with Carson Wentz and Mahomes on the field at the same time. Little inside handoff, Carson Wentz to their running back, pitches it back to Mahomes, and then Mahomes throws for a touchdown. Maybe even to Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Or maybe Mahomes throws it to Travis Kelce, who then pitches it back to Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to try to run like a good, fundamentally sound basketball offense where you're not allowed to score until every player touches the ball.
Yeah. The big story, though, here, and I know the Niners are dealing with a lot of injuries, but the Chiefs' defense is just nasty. They're just nasty. They're nasty boys. They fuck shit up. They stop the run. Then they fuck you up another way. They turned Brock Purdy through 3 interceptions. This is a stat that's about the Chiefs' defense, and I think highly of Patrick Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes is the first quarterback since Peyton Manning in 2015 to start 6-0 with more interceptions than toucдowns.
Yeah. And he had 2 picks today.
He has 8 picks on the season, 6 touchdowns. Every single game he's thrown a pick. He's doing the Will Levis. But it doesn't matter because the Chiefs' defense is awesome, and Patrick Mahomes makes plays when he has to, and he also has figured out the perfect way to have everyone not tackle him when he's running along the sideline.
Yeah. Yeah, he acts like he's going to go out of bounds, and then players pull up, and then he does a little cutback, hops forward for like 2 yards.
He's just they just have a formula now that, and I think that Patrick Mahomes will get better as the season goes along, and he gets more comfortable with his receivers and Xavier Worthy and all that. But it doesn't matter because they'll just win whatever way they have to win. Like Andy Reid's just pounding the rock now, which he historically never did. They ran the ball down their throats 184 yards. The Chiefs are just inevitable. There's nothing. I mean, what should we predict the Chiefs' first loss? I don't really know. They're not going to lose to the Raiders next week.
I wouldn't put it past the Raiders though.
No, I would.
If there's one team that's not going to pull up on Patrick Mahomes when he goes to the sidelines, that would probably be the Raiders defense.
I'm going to say their first loss is going to happen November 17th against the Bills, and then the Bills are going to be like, we can beat the Chiefs, and then they're going to lose in the playoffs.
Let's see, Chiefs schedule.
I can see the Bucks making some magic happen.
I can't wait to see what the Panthers Chiefs line's going to be. 17.
I could see the Bucks beating them too.
Yeah, maybe. But that's in Kansas City, and that's a Monday night game. So no, you can't.
Don't let your Stephen Che.
I'm not. I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes Monday Night Football. That's
Rough show.
Yeah. There you go, Hank.
I've got big news on that front. Stephen Che has been released by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a fan in order to gain more people's acceptance of them.
I love that.
Officially released. That was confirmed to me on Friday by a high-level executive at the Bucs.
Good. Let me read a tweet for you, and you tell me if this is a good or a bad thing, or just I don't even know what to make of it. This is from Grant Cohn, who covers the 49ers. He said, Kyle Shanahan just lectured Brock Purdy for 5 minutes at his locker. Purdy listened and said nothing. Never seen anything like it.
Are you talking about coaching? What's the difference between coaching and lecturing?
The 5 minutes with nothing, Purdy saying nothing back, that's weird.
It is kind of strange. Purdy is a very good quarterback when you don't ask him to be your entire offense.
And now with all the guys out, he has to really handle a bigger load, and it fell apart today. Like he was lost out there, and the Chiefs are just good. Steve Spagnuolo is fucking good. Steve Spagnuolo, is he 1-1 in best coordinators who should never be a head coach again?
Yes.
Flores
could be a head coach again.
Could be a head coach.
I think Vic Fangio's on that list.
I don't know if Flores is going to be a head coach, though, because he's got the lawsuits against
Right.
the NFL, and he's probably going to be blackballed from that, and there's like lost draft picks and fines and shit. I would say Spagnuolo is number one.
Cliff Kingsbury's on that list.
He is, but he will be a head coach again.
He will be a head coach
There are
again.
so many dumb owners
Yeah.
in the NFL that Cliff Kingsbury 1,000,000% will be. I hope he doesn't. I hope he's coordinator for life. But,
Vic Fangio's for sure on that list.
yeah, Fangio's on that list.
But yeah, he's Steve Spagnuolo, like just incredible. He might be one of the best defensive coordinators ever, and he was not that great of a head coach.
Yeah, sometimes you can't do it all.
Joe Brady.
He hasn't had a chance as a head coach.
True.
It's a fair point.
True.
True. There's one that maybe recently is unemployed that I might put on that list.
Oh yeah,
Salah.
Yeah, although
Wait, is he a bad head coach or was he just on the Jets?
yeah, that's probably just the Jets.
Yeah.
We should probably talk about the Jets. So the Steelers kicked the shit out of the Jets on Sunday Night Football. What was the final score, memes? 35-16, 15? 36-15?
37-15?
To a little.
38-15? What was it?
I'll get the official.
Russie
37-15.
37-15. Russie kind of cooked.
Russie was good, man. He was throwing the moon ball again.
He sucked in the first quarter. He got booed. He was throwing the ball at people's feet. He was getting sacked. It was like, damn, we have seen this Russ before. And then he just started saying, fuck it, I'm going to throw it up to George Pickens. I'm going to throw it up to Pat Freiermuth. And the one thing about Russell Wilson is he'll give his guys a chance, and he was doing that. And George Pickens can catch literally anything. And the Steelers' defense started swarming, and the Jets are now 2-5, but they hit the Hassan Reddick button.
Yep, so that's their excuse this week.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's a reason to be happy, happier than you would have been after this loss.
What are you going to do next week when you lose?
I would just like to apologize to everybody listening.
Okay.
We suck.
Yeah?
We suck. We have no identity. We're just a bad football team.
I'm beginning to doubt Ulbricht's credentials as an interim coach. He couldn't throw the challenge flag.
This is the only team in the history of football that has not gotten an interim bump.
Yeah.
There's just no juice anywhere. There's like when one side of the ball is playing good, the other side's playing bad. When the offensive line's playing good, Aaron Rodgers plays bad. Aaron Rodgers can't turn fucking left.
Can I submit a theory to you, Memes?
Yes.
Maybe you're not getting the interim bump because Robert Salah is still secretly coaching the team.
Well, his stink is all over the team.
Well, he's apparently calling and texting with all the coaches on a daily basis.
Who'd you hear that from?
That was Collinsworth on the broadcast tonight.
That's not good.
No, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if you truly have an interim head coach right now.
I don't know what we have. We just suck.
Well,
is that not weird?
Yeah, that
it's
is
so weird.
That's so weird. And credit to Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams is a stud.
He's a stud, and he made a smart move. He went from a 2-5 team to a 2-5 team.
Mm-hmm. Good for him.
Yeah, we traded for a Porsche and brought him into a garage and just lit it on fire and to fucking explode.
That's a great analogy.
His tackle was so sick.
Yeah, he did.
He plays defense now?
He didn't give up.
You didn't see that?
No, I know, but you don't want Devontae Adams tackling.
No. He did everything he needed to do. Aaron Rodgers just can't look left. There was on the interception that changed the entire game Literally, so once that interception happened, the game just.
Are you talking about the Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, the first Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, where it just hit him in the chest?
No, the first one.
Oh.
It was over the middle.
Oh,
It was short.
Beanie got it, yeah.
Beanie got it. Devontae Adams was just running up the sideline wide open.
Oh.
And he just couldn't turn left.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does Garrett Wilson suck?
Oh, good question.
I don't think Garrett Wilson sucks, no.
I don't think he sucks. I just feel like he's not great.
I would say that was the interception that turned everything. When the ball went right off of him and then the Steelers returned it to like the 4-yard line. I think that was the one that changed the game.
You're right, but I'm saying the energy, you said while we were watching the game, like it was a Freaky Friday situation between Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers.
I said that.
That's where that happened.
I think I said that. Did he throw 3 picks?
No, just 2.
Oh, okay. I think it was maybe when he threw it in the ground and or missed a wide open receiver. Yeah,
Or when TJ jumped up, swatted it with 2 hands.
Yeah, it's bad memes. You guys you're still the Jets.
It's so bad. We're as Jets as possible.
And
yeah, you've reached the peak Jets.
This is peak.
Where's your defense? Why you guys couldn't make a tackle? It was weird.
Well, we haven't been able to stop the run all season.
Hassan
Reddick fixes this.
He also can't stop the run.
Oh shit. Well, that's bad.
Aaron Rodgers' Achilles screwed up the entire Jets timeline.
You think that
everything was great before that happened.
You think that? Yeah, you think you guys?
Well, I mean, the team was good.
Yeah.
Were they?
The defense was good, at least.
Yeah.
So, last year was Zach Wilson. After week 7.
No.
Bye week.
No. These are tainted stats.
Are you 2-5 right now?
Yeah.
Zach Wilson was 4-3.
Oh, that I thought you were going to talk about the offensive points.
4-3. He was 4-3.
What's the tainted stat that you didn't want us to bring up?
No,
Mitch?
the fucking Trey Wingo said through week 6, the Jets had the same exact point scored from last season to this season.
It sounds
on
like
offense.
a Florio to me.
Yeah, but they were 4-3. Stoner. They were 4-3.
Yeah, I think the year before that they were 5-1.
Oh man. So
bring Zach back?
Bring Zach back, I think.
No, the defenses on those teams were incredible, and now we just can't stop the run. We could put Max back.
Yeah,
there,
they were
and
6-3.
He'll destroy our defense.
They were 6.
Yeah, that's fact.
I'd fucking run him over.
Oh, when you had Mike White in 2021, you were 2-5. Same record as this year.
Memes also was just going through this remaining schedule and just telling me wins. They're like, that's a win. That's a win.
Who's a win?
Okay, let's go, memes.
Pull it up.
There's no wins left after tonight.
No, there's wins.
No, there's wins, but there's no. You guys will win another game. You're not hearing what I'm saying, though. There's no. Oh, that's guaranteed a win.
I see one.
Or get the Patriots at the end of the year.
They have the Patriots next week.
Next week.
Way to be on top of the schedule, Henry.
All right, Patriots is a win. Houston.
Defense could be nasty.
No. We're done with this exercise.
All right.
We know you're not taking it seriously.
Lost.
No. I'm refusing to accept that as a loss because you truly think that they can win that game.
If the defense looks better with Hassan Reddick, but that's the thing. It's just coming together as a team, and they just can't come together as a team. You add Devontae Adams, he gets open. You just have to throw him the ball, and you can't even look left. All right, let's go back to the action.
Lose to the Patriots.
Good question.
Great question, Max.
At New England.
I'll see you when I see you.
All right, New England, a win.
Win.
Houston.
We'll go loss.
Okay. Arizona.
Win.
Okay. Indianapolis.
Sunday Night Football, we're not great on prime time.
Can they flex that?
Yeah, I think so.
The Jets have had like 100 primetime games.
If they flex it, win.
Okay. Seattle.
At home, win.
Miami with maybe Tua back.
With Tua at Miami.
Okay. At Jacksonville.
Win.
Los Angeles. Rams.
Depending who they have back. But isn't their defense terrible?
Well, we just say it.
You got to make the playoffs.
Your defense is terrible.
Yeah. Say it.
Win.
Okay. Buffalo.
At Buffalo, loss.
Okay. Miami at home.
Win.
So you and this is like the best case scenario. You have 9 wins.
And we'd miss the playoffs.
A lot. Yeah.
I don't know. The
That
AFC
was
is bad though, memes.
No, you gotta win them all. Pretty much, you gotta win them all.
It's time for the run the table.
You gotta run the table. You gotta hit the run the table button, memes.
We already have to run the table.
Well, your best record, the best record you could go right now is 12-5. That's winning every single game. You have to imagine that you're gonna lose at least 2 more games, so that's 10-7, and probably you're gonna lose 3 more games, so that's 9-8. That would be you'd be finishing 7-3, and you would finish. Sorry, yeah, 7-3, and you'd finish 9-8. You gonna go 7-3 with this team?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think the season's over.
Yeah, it might be.
I feel like you can lose to the Patriots, and that's when Aaron Rodgers smashes the run the table button.
Well,
After like a devastating loss. And
what
then
do you do if they
got a
lose?
good
All right,
opponent.
you know what, memes? I'm going to give you this. This is I've said this before on the show, that you have a portal game. Remember, I used to talk about portal games where if I would be like, if the Bears win this game, then it opens up a portal of happiness to where I could see things happening.
Okay.
The Houston Texans is your portal game.
Yeah.
You beat the Patriots. If you beat the Texans, everything is back. If you lose to the Texans, shut it down. That's the portal
And
game.
then it's just fire sale.
Yeah. And you got to
Sell
fire
teams,
Olbrich.
everyone.
You got to fire Olbrich. He's memes or Max. It's a portal game.
Can we play whose line it is it anyway for at New England? next
Yes,
weekend?
yes.
We keep just
You know
saying
what?
Win.
Yeah, all right.
Win.
Roback question. RHOPACK.com. Promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Roback.com. Promo code TAKE. Hank, whose line is it anyway? DraftKings.
Whose line do you think it is anyway?
I think it's Jets heavily favored.
I think it's Jets minus.
I think they're favored by 7.5.
Well, I think we were 7.5 last time at home.
I'll say 5.
I think it's Jets minus 8. No, Jets minus 6.
I'll
Drake
say Jets
May.
minus
Drake
5.
May changes it.
I'll just go -3.
It is the New England Patriots plus 6.5.
Okay. So not a win.
Hank, how do you feel about that game?
Hank, if you win this
If
game.
you win that,
Oh
like,
my
this
God.
is Hank's Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Wow,
this is a portal game for Hank.
This is what an undercard for the Caleb Williams versus Marcus Mariota
We
Bowl.
just did this.
But things are
We did
different
just do
now.
this.
Doing it
And you
again.
almost killed me when I walked in the
Yeah,
office.
you
on
wanted to
that day.
punch him that night.
Yeah. I don't think I'll get to that point this time, unless he says
That was back when the Jets were 2-1.
Yeah, no, I won't punch him this time.
It does feel like a completely different team from a month ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you guys won that game,
Well,
got high and
their
mighty, and then I don't
coach.
think you've won since.
no,
No,
they
no,
have not.
no.
That was their last win.
I think the only teams we beat are both 1-5.
Yes, that would be correct.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the Patriots are 1-6.
1-6. Sorry.
Yeah. The Titans are 1-5.
Yeah, beating 1-5 teams is actually good. It means you're a good team. Memes.
Yeah. Well, you have to. Yeah, I mean, 2-5.
Play who you play. I think
Russ is back though.
I think the Steelers are good.
I do too.
The defense is obviously they've been good for the last. It feels like 5 seasons.
Tonight was a masterclass in Mike Tomlin voodoo. It was like block kicks, receivers having balls like bounce off them into a Steelers hand, batting down balls to the line, Renegade just fucking bumping.
Run the football.
Run the football. They ran the fuck out of the football.
And Russell Wilson loves George Pickens. That's the biggest difference.
That's
George Pickens probably pretty happy for the first time maybe in his life after the football game today because Russell Wilson was like, I see George downfield. I'm just going to throw the ball up because he can win a one-on-one catch against anybody in the league.
Yeah.
And keeping him, you have to, he's like a child with ADD. You have to like snap and be like, hey, pay attention, pay attention. Best way to do that is by giving the football all the time.
Giving him the football.
And I feel like George Pickens respects Russ for the fact that he gets the football and also the fact that George Pickens broke the news on Friday that Russell Wilson was going to be starting. I would have loved to see a camera on Mike Tomlin when somebody told him, hey, listen, George just talked to the media and he gave away your starting quarterback.
It was back-to-back stories. Mike Tomlin was like, we don't know who we're going with on Sunday night. And then 20 minutes later, George Pickens was like, yeah, I've been working extra hard with Russell Wilson after practice every day.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
which I think maybe Russell Wilson respects George for saying that.
Yeah.
For naming him as the starting quarterback. He doesn't want to let him down.
Russ was cooking. He was cooking. Russell Wilson throws 2 touchdowns.
He's not afraid to throw it across the middle of the
yards.
field. That's the thing. The Steelers they've got reverse blinders on where they're like, we're not going to even glance at the middle of the field if we're throwing a pass. And now Russ was doing that. He was rolling out. He didn't look fast, but he looked more athletic than I thought he would look.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take the Giants, though, next week now that I'm looking at it because that's a classic Tomlin letdown spot.
Is it home or away?
It's home.
Are they wearing the block letters? That's big. Now the block letters are 5-0.
Those block letters were huge.
Or block
they were
numbers.
massive.
Yeah.
Block numbers were massive. Okay, so that's our full week 7. We have a World Series. Oh, no. Memes, is your mic still on?
We can talk about the Liberty later.
Yeah, the Liberty are sick.
Memes, your mic is still on?
It's on.
So the Mets lost.
The Mets lost. Sad.
Yeah.
Went out sad. I thought the Rizzler was going to save the season.
I did too. I really did think the Rizzler was going to save the season. Incredible run for the Mets. The Dodgers are just so goddamn good.
The Dodgers are a wagon.
They are insanely, insanely good. It just felt like every at bat they just grind you down. They beat you up, and we saw it. Like they have hitters everywhere. They got what's the guy who's just hitting everything now, Max?
Edmund.
Tommy Edmund.
Out
of nowhere.
You need one of
batting
those
over
guys.
800 in the NLCS.
That's crazy.
And I feel like the Dodgers too. Like I don't still even understand what the Dodgers rotation is because they just have so many bullpen arms that are just always warming up and ready to mow people down.
I think they just kind of go off vibes, and then they're like, we trust our lineup to get more runs.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of tread water for a while. Ohtani, do you see that Ohtani is 18 of 23 with runners in scoring position?
Wait, your mic's on.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like that's
Well, they show it every time.
it's crazy though. That's a crazy stat.
Yeah.
And then he stinks leading off.
He stinks leading off, but the Dodgers are an absolute wagon, and they're going up against the Yankees. Yankees, Dodgers. I know there's people who are probably upset about it. I mean, it's going to be a good World Series. Like, they're the two best teams.
Yeah, I think if it's not a team that you're rooting for in the World Series, you want to have the two best teams with the two most explosive lineups. It's going to be fun.
A couple things that have been funny that I've noticed. One is just purely anecdotal, so I think most Yankee fans don't feel this way, but I was doing my fantasy corner this morning, and a Yankee fan was like, why are people so bitter about the Yankees making the World Series? And I was just like, are you actually asking me that question? Like, you guys haven't been here long enough that you don't realize that, like, the Cowboys and the Yankees are just, everyone just grows up hating them.
That's definitely like an 18-year-old that asked.
Yeah, like they're called the
Well, they
evil
haven't
empire.
really
for
won shit.
Right, so that's a new Yankees fan, but that's just you just hate them because they always spend the most money. That's just what you do. And I don't hate the Yankees, but it's like, yeah, of course. They spend the most money. I actually like some of the guys on the Yankees, but it was a crazy question to just have posed to me. And the other one was everyone, this happens with every sport, but being like, I'm going to say something nice about the Yankees, being like, the Yankees had the easiest path in the history of sports. Hey, that's why you play a regular season. The Yankees got the 1 seed. The Astros started incredibly slow, and the one team that can beat the Yankees seems like every year the Astros. They started incredibly slow, had to scratch and claw to be a wild card team. When you're a wild card team, anything can happen. You can lose in the first round, and then the AL Central is a bunch of teams that were good, but they also beat the fuck out of the White Sox all year. So this is why you play a regular season.
Yeah, and also just enjoy the fucking World Series between the two best lineups in sports.
Correct.
It's gonna be a lot of home runs, and we're gonna be happier for having watched it.
Juan Soto, that at bat last night was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. He was so locked in, and he essentially said, I'm just going to foul off every pitch until you throw me a fastball, and then I'm going to hit the fastball 400 feet.
Yeah, then the
But
pitch,
also, like, shake my head after every pitch.
Yeah, he was like,
yeah.
he was,
That's what he
you
does.
could tell he was just locked. I've never seen a batter more locked in.
he didn't take eye contact off of the pitcher the entire time. First pitch missed the zone by 3 inches, and he just stared through the pitcher's soul, and you knew, okay, Juan Soto's going to do his Juan Soto thing. It's not going to be fair. And then the one fastball that he got was supposed to be above the zone, and then he missed that by 6 inches down at the top of the zone, and then Soto turned on it, and it was just a moonshot.
See, that's the thing is with these Yankees, I don't even hate the players on the Yankees. They're not even that hateable. It's just, no, I mean, I like Juan Soto.
I like Soto.
I love Rizzo.
Like Rizzo. The catcher's got a great look.
I'll say it. This is crazy, I'm sure. I like Giancarlo because he's just like, he looks like the Incredible Hulk, and he just gets up and just gets a piece of the ball.
How do you feel
goes
about
500 yards?
How do you feel about Aaron Judge?
Aaron Judge, I'm kind of hit or miss.
Aaron Judge, I will absolutely 100% say that he is not a true Yankee if he doesn't win a World Series.
Well, that's a fact.
Not a World Series.
I think the only guy I really don't like is I don't like Garrett Cole. And I think it's just because I don't like his shaven face, and it's something about his vibe.
Yeah, he kind of sacrificed who he was to become a Yankee.
And he always wanted to be a Yankee. There was that famous like picture of him at the World Series in like 2001 or something.
Yeah, well, also basically any kid that grew up in that era at some point was a Yankee fan because they were winning everything.
Was it 2009? Yeah, it might have been. Oh no, Garrett Cole's a little older though. Yeah, but you might be right. Garrett Cole is 34.
So.
Yeah,
no.
It was probably 2001.
Yeah, he was a fan of those teams.
He was like 9 years old.
He's 5 years younger than me and Big Cat.
Yeah. Juan Soto. Yeah, so like, but it just, and I don't really like the Dodgers either because they spend a lot of money too, but that's also baseball. Like, I don't really, it is what it is. Like, would it be fun if there was some scrappy? We had that last year. Well, I guess the Rangers spent a lot of money, but the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, guess what? You say that you want the young scrappy teams, and then you don't watch the World Series.
This World Series is going to fucking rock.
Oh, let's talk ratings. Let's talk ratings.
Shohei Ohtani versus Aaron Judge. And I still don't know. I don't know how a pitcher deals with the Yankees lineup. The Soto, Judge, Giancarlo, like, 3 in a row is just, it's insane.
If I was a manager, I would do it all based on lefty versus lefty, righty versus righty.
They were saying last night, they're like, you should walk Juan Soto. It's like for Aaron Judge.
But then the Dodgers have Ohtani, Betts, and Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's going to be awesome. I know people will hate on this World Series. I wish it was a Subway Series just for our own personal content at Barstool. But this is going to be awesome. And it also feels like, I'll say this too, it feels like these two teams have been circling each other for like the last 5 years, and we finally get it. You know what I mean? Because the Dodgers have won a World Series, the Yankees have gone to a bunch of ALCSs. You feel like we finally get what we've all wanted, is having this matchup.
So I'm looking at the ratings because that's what we truly care about.
Yeah.
Last year, 9.08 million average.
Okay.
I'm predicting 14 million.
Whoa.
Average for this one.
Whoa.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about ratings.
Let's talk about ratings.
Talk about ratings, baby.
We also, I should say, the Guardians, as sad as they went out, that was one of the most exciting 5-game series of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it had some thrillers.
How many did the last 2 games went to extras? Like, we had walk-offs. It felt like every game
lead changes
was a lead change late. And Clase, I don't know what that
was the series.
Yeah,
he was the series.
Did you guys see there was the clip of his catcher going around from earlier this year?
No.
His catcher did an interview, and he said that he thought that Clase was the best pitcher of all time, better than Mariano Rivera.
I want my catcher saying that.
Yeah, but I think what did he end up giving up? 6 earned runs in these playoffs. I think Mariano Rivera gave up like 11 earned runs in his entire career in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's a bad one. It's a bad one.
That's a ride or die catcher.
It's a ride or die catcher. But yeah, I'm excited for this World Series. I think it's going to be a great World Series.
I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I want it to go 7. It's been a great playoffs. It's been a great fucking playoffs. And the Mets that was a magical ride. Mets, maybe you'll get, the one thing that's very funny that's going on right now is just Mets fans being like, well, we're going to get Juan Soto.
Yeah,
and it's pissing off Yankees fans so bad.
So what do you think Juan Soto's contract is going to be?
$1 billion.
You think it's going to be more than Shohei's?
It could be. I don't know. I don't know. I just said $1 billion, but I wouldn't be shocked if they were like, Juan Soto signs for 12 years, $1 billion.
I mean, it's Scott Boras. So Scott Boras is he will get the most money possible for Juan Soto.
And he's still 25.
He's 25.
He'll make $1 billion.
I think he's going to get.
For sure.
Easily. I think he's going to beat Shohei's contract.
Shohei's contract, to remind you, was 10 years, $700 million.
He won't beat Shohei.
I don't think he'll beat Shohei's because Shohei, remember, is still a pitcher.
Yeah, he's 2 players.
Yeah. But what do you think it's going to be? 10 year? I mean, will it be 10 years, $600 million?
It'll be over 500.
Yeah.
It depends because you can give him so many years. Like that's a difference. Like Shohei is gonna get 10. Shohei only got 10 years. Like Soto could get close to like 13.
Yeah, what did Bryce
years.
get? How many years did Bryce
I think
get?
he got 13.
Yeah, so you could do that.
I've got an idea.
Bryce Harper got 13 years, $330 million.
Honestly,
That's
such
a
a
bargain.
steal.
Yeah, that's a
Such
bargain.
a
That's an
steal.
insane steal. Yeah, so he could get Soto could get like 13 years, $750 million.
No, he won't get that much.
I think it's
Why
a possibility
not?
because when Shohei signed with the Dodgers, some people were saying like they might not even use him as a pitcher.
But here's the thing, Max, that you're forgetting. Shohei was never real, or Shohei it felt like was never really going to go to New York. It felt like he was going to stay in LA. And I know that LA still had to offer him a ton of money. Soto, it feels like loves New York, and it's going to be a literal bidding war between the Mets and the Yankees. So he's got the two big dogs they're going to have to get in a bidding war with
But I don't know that he has any loyalty to the city of New York. I feel like
he seems like he's
I'm sure he's enjoying his
Yeah.
time there than the World Series, but I think that Soto through Boris is strictly a like highest bidder guy. So that could be the Yankees, could very much a good possibility it's the Mets. But then I mean, I don't want to say that the Nationals would get involved, but they might.
There's no
But
way.
they might.
Like people, you can justify Shohei's contract. The next biggest contract is $426 million at 12 years.
right, but
Is he 24?
but he's he's going to be
But it's still-
he's
it's-
going to be 26 in like 2 days.
Like Juan Soto might be the best baseball player of all time.
Trout signed that at 27. So let's say
but that was what? How many years ago? 6 years ago?
but Mookie just signed this 365 for 12.
But
Yeah.
Mookie Betts is not.
I'm saying
Juan Soto.
over 500. I don't think he'll get 6. I
Okay.
think
We'll make a bet. Loser has to get a Juan Soto tattoo.
if I got a Yankees or Mets Juan
Loser
Soto
owes
tattoo, I would fuck-
loser owes the winner 1/10 of Juan Soto's contract. Oh, either way, I'm pumped for the World Series. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fucking great, and we get to also get stories from the reporters having to travel coast to coast.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers to them.
Thoughts and prayers.
The opposite of a Subway Series.
Yeah. Memes, any last thoughts on the Mets before we finish up with who's back of the week?
It was a fun season. I really did think the Rizzler was going to come through for us.
I know.
Everything lined up, but it was a good season. When we lost to the better team, hopefully they win it because I fucking hate the Yankees.
Yeah.
And congrats, Max.
And congrats, Max. You were very happy.
Yeah, no, I'm really sorry that we don't get to watch any more Mets games, but there's always next year, I guess.
Memes is going to fucking kill one of us. Honestly, Hank, you might have to stand down and not win this game on Sunday.
Just don't win. Don't win.
I'm just as excited for that game the more that I think about it.
Memes, are you more broken up about the Jets or are you more broken up about the Mets? Because I feel like
So somebody asked me that last week. They were like, "Oh, how do you rank it?" It's like if they're in it, I'm in it. Like I don't care who's playing. I'm in it. New York Liberty, whatever. Like I'm a fan.
Mhm.
And that's it. There's no ranking, but Jets.
No, it's Jets.
you're definitely
You
more
were
upset about
Jets
the
won,
Jets.
but like
Jets.
it's
We
Mets are my
watched you-
childhood
Because
team.
you just said like the Mets next season. It sounds like there's some optimism if you're a Jets fan or a Mets fan.
Yeah, there's always optimism with the Mets because they're always capable of making this run. The Jets just
No, but it's different this year, isn't it? It's like this is the team that wasn't supposed to do it, and the magical run that you guys went on. I feel like most Mets
it was
fans,
like 2015.
Mets
except
fans
that
are
was only Daniel Murphy.
obviously bummed out about losing, but at the same time, they're like, we have a good core team that we can build around.
Oh yeah, there's so much hope.
We need Jaden Daniels to play, and we need the Patriots to beat the Jets, and I think we might have the most listened to, pardon my take, we're without a guest.
What do
ever.
you think the formula is for the Commanders Bears game to get the most ratings?
It's got to be one has a perfect passer rating and the other throws 5 interceptions.
We just
A
need one of you.
blowout is best
Yeah.
case scenario
Yeah.
either way.
We just
Yeah.
need one of you to walk away with thinking you have the better quarterback. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
One
That's
game's
it.
not going to change my opinion.
No, it will.
Oh.
That thought will seep into your head.
It won't.
One of you.
I guarantee it
Patriots
won't.
But the stakes aren't
Who are
as
the
high.
Eagles playing?
We play the Bengals.
All right, so we need the Eagles to get blown out.
or
the Patriots to beat the Jets, and then one of our quarterbacks to be awful while the other one's incredible.
hear me out.
That will be the most listened to part of my take episode without a guest ever.
Hear me out. Commanders, Bears, 3-0. 5 interceptions amongst the two quarterbacks. Just terrible performances all around.
I hate this.
Patriots, 40-piece the Jets. Drake May, 5 touchdowns, perfect passer rating.
Oh,
Hey,
that would
yeah.
be phenomenal.
That's the formula.
Jalen
I'm
Hurts.
gonna lay a
Jalen Hurts.
hammer on the Pats
Jalen
next
Hurts
week.
throws 4 interceptions.
Yep.
Well, no, but then it's the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Who are the Eagles are playing the Bengals?
I think regardless, no one cares about the Eagles next week.
No, if you get blown out, we'll make sure that gets talked about.
Sirianni fired and Big Dom promoted to head coach.
Yeah. Sirianni cries at midfield, and they have to take him out on a stretcher because he's crying.
But it's a road. Like
What do you mean?
he's not gonna. He doesn't have to worry about like the fans.
Hank's a sick fuck for thinking
Yeah,
that.
he is.
You really are.
He is.
You
No,
asked the
this is
question,
just perked up.
what is the formula?
He just
And I
perked
gave
up.
you the formula. I gave you
he's
the
thinking-
answer.
I don't think that's right.
You
I don't
asked the
think that's
question,
right.
I
Well-
gave you the correct answer, and now you're giving me a X on my test.
Because I don't like the answer.
But it's right.
Because it makes me feel bad.
He's thinking about the future of this show.
I'm thinking about
What's
ratings.
Best, what's
All I
best for
think
this
about is
show.
ratings.
He's being a good executive producer over there.
Thank you, Matt.
Is that your
EP.
official title?
I
don't know, I just gave it
I
to
like
him.
it. I like it. I like it a lot. They don't do anything.
Oh, I got one other that. Well, no. I'll throw in one other thing. I'm not going to throw in the other thing.
No, throw him in there.
76ers play earlier in that day.
Yeah.
Who cares?
We don't root for
Well,
injuries, Big Cat.
No.
Oh,
We don't.
If we're just if we're trying to figure out what the most ratings could possibly be,
No one will care. No one will care. on
if
Sunday.
Joel Embiid plays and then doesn't play again this year,
October Sunday basketball is not going to get the people like Jade. Everyone wants Jaden and Caleb, and Drake made it go off.
I just slipped that in there.
no, I agree.
And Drake made it go off.
If Jaden doesn't play,
Every
PFT needs to be
AWO
punished.
you should be
Yeah,
punished.
yeah.
You should be
Yeah,
punished.
I already
It's
said
your-
I'd give him my rib.
It's your fault if Jaden
Yeah.
doesn't play.
Hank's like, yeah, if you're an AWL sitting out there, you're just hoping that Jaden plays and that Drake May goes off. That's all you're thinking about.
He's going to play.
What a
I'm going to
Sunday.
report right now. Jaden
I like
Daniels.
That. I like that.
Jaden
All
Daniels
right.
is going to play.
Can I tweet it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tweet it right now.
Are you going to credit?
Yeah, I'm going to say PFT has just reported on Pardon My Take that Jaden Daniels will be playing.
Because he knows how much this means to us as a podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I think that that thought has gone through his mind. I should DM his mom to see.
Why don't you do the Coors Light ad read, last one we got, and then I'm going to report this, and we'll see what people say.
Okay, before we get back to part of my take and who's back of the week, it's brought to you by Coors Light. I had exactly 3 Coors Lights on Saturday watching some college football. Took Blake out to a bar, had a great time with the dog in a bar and some Blue Mountains from Coors Light. Coors Light is the best, and no matter what happens between your favorite rivals this week, you've got a chance to win with Coors Light because you can go to the PMT Instagram. Tell us how you prepare for a rivalry game with Coors Light for an opportunity to win the Coors Light Rivalry shirt. 5 winners will be selected every Saturday until 12/7, December 7th. So remember, when rivalries get a little overheated, choose chill. Keep things cool by reaching for the mountain cold refreshment of Coors Light. Coors Light is mountain cold refreshment, literally made to chill. It's cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged. It's as crisp and refreshing as the Rockies, perfect for a moment to unwind. Even the biggest rivals agree when it's time to cool things down and enjoy the game. You choose chill, then reach for Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/take, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. That's CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Okay. I have reported it. Here's what I said. PFT has just reported on Pardon My Take that Jaden Daniels will play next Sunday against the Bears because Jaden knows how important this is to our show.
Yep.
Please credit PFT commenter and also ask Pardon My Memes for a Call of Duty code. He's giving them away if you tweet at him.
Okay, that's good. I think
It's
that
good.
covered everything.
Yeah, I think I got it all.
Yeah.
Did you add anything about Drake May?
I didn't. Shit, I forgot about Drake May.
Add a thread.
Also, Hank wants it clear that most. Also, Hank.
I don't think you can just say also just so everyone's on the same page. We all.
And
We all as a show
wants it reported that everyone is thinking about Drake May first and foremost.
Big time.
going off.
I'm thinking about Drake May going off right now. It would be great, though, seeing just the Patriots destroy the Jets. Drake May,
Memes is
400
making
yards.
noises with his mic off.
3 touchdowns. And I'm not even rooting against the Jets. I want to make this very clear. I got no ill will towards the Jets. But I do love seeing...
You hate the Jets. You're a Florio commenter. You hate the Jets.
What do you think I said to Florio? I told him to suck my dick.
Yeah, but you hate the Jets.
I don't hate the Jets. I have no animosity towards the Jets.
The amount of times Memes talks about how much you hate the Jets while his mic's off back here, it's the whole show.
Is it the whole show?
You hate the Jets.
You think I
You
hate
do
the Jets?
too many
man?
insult stats.
Well, there's a lot of them.
I think you hate the Jets.
I don't hate the Jets.
Drake May can't go off.
I promise you I don't hate the Jets.
Okay, I've updated it. I said also Hennies wants it reported that he thinks AWLs are thinking about Drake May, quote unquote, going off against the Jets more than the Bears Commanders game. Tune into a great PMT tomorrow. You can hear this reporting in real time. Feels good. Number 1, Drake May going off. Number 2, Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams playing against each other. Number 3, no injuries in the Sixers game. Number 4, Eagles. Nick Sirianni having a mental breakdown.
Do you think we get more rating? What if the lighthouse fell over?
This is the biggest Sunday of our lives.
And it landed
there's
on-
one other
on
big
Drake
one.
May.
There's one other big X factor. Although
Oh,
I don't
no.
know if there's a bye.
What?
Jameis.
Oh, is Jameis playing next week?
This
Would be the biggest Sunday of our lives.
Jameis beating the Ravens.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, this is the biggest Sunday of our lives.
I'll also be in Madison on Sunday for Penn State.
No one gives a
Wisconsin.
fuck about Penn State, Wisconsin, Max.
Flacco gets
Saturday.
That's already happened though.
in. Yeah, but he could do it again.
Wow, this is going to be the biggest Sunday of our lives. And your Cowboys play Sunday night. On Sunday Night Football,
Hell yeah.
right after Drake May goes off. All right, who's back of the week? Let's finish it up.
My who's back of the week. I got a couple. First one is Charles Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc?
Charles Leclerc, F1. He is the United States Grand Prix 2024 champion.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes.
He won the Austin race?
Oh, yeah. I saw that race.
He won the Austin race. I had it on. We had it on in the gambling cave in the afternoon on one of the screens. Fun to watch a little F1. I've been watching
sure did.
Drive to Survive. We almost went to the Vegas race last year, PFT. I wish we had gone, and I wish I was going this year. That's coming up in a couple weeks.
That's on the
it's
strip,
back?
right?
It's back in Vegas this year. They're running it through the strip this time. They have like stands set up in the Bellagio fountain. It looks sick.
Oh, that's awesome.
So F1's back. Charles Leclerc, United States Grand Prix champion.
When is the Vegas one?
Couple weeks, I think November.
Oh, nice.
I'm pumped.
It's actually definitely November. I just don't know exactly when.
You're going to have to give us a rundown on it. I want a full breakdown.
I will. My other who's back, PFT, is you. I don't know how you invaded my algorithm.
Yeah.
But you playing Freebird, there's like 1,000 videos.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 1,000 videos of accounts that just post you playing Freebird. It's cool.
Well, that's
But
good.
I saw one and I've seen 20 this weekend.
That, are you talking about on X.com, the Everything app?
On TikTok and
The
Instagram.
everything app.
What's that memes?
You made my feed too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like,
I made
I've
the
seen you a
feeds.
bunch.
Yeah, it
It's
was.
like aggregators doing it, right?
Yeah, it's like PFT.
farmers.
Yeah, then
people that-
everyone in the comments is like, this guy should do a podcast.
Wait, like people. Wait, hang on. So it's not like Barstool affiliate accounts?
No, it's random. It's random accounts.
And they're getting lots of likes.
What
Yeah.
are they saying?
Just
You
like
ripping.
yeah.
How much did you pay him?
I have no. This is the first I've heard. I thought he was talking about like Robbie's feed.
No,
Like-
it's like random. It's a clip aggregator of Max's Rate. It's like one of these accounts that just post random clips, but it's just like PFT plays Freebird. I think I liked one, and then I've seen legitimately 100.
I should retire. I'm going to retire from playing Freebird. Go out on top.
No, I can't find it, but yeah, you're all over my feet. Congrats, you're back.
Love that.
All right, sweet. Thank you,
Okay.
Hank. Thanks
Good
for
job,
bringing
Hank.
that across my desk. My Who's Back of the Week is going to be kicking battles.
Yeah.
So there's a couple programs out there that are lacking, shall we say, at the college space in the field goal kicking department. I think I'm going to retire from playing guitar. I'm going to retire from playing Freebird, and I think I'm going to train because Big Cat texted me over the weekend. I don't. Can I say the schools that I might be
of
working
course.
with? Because there's a couple out there, but Arizona State is apparently holding open tryouts on Monday.
Yeah, Kenny Dillingham, who's a friend, said after the game that our kickers are so bad we need to hold open tryouts, and I was like, shit. So I hit him up.
I think I've got a grad year.
Yeah, so
I would love to get a graduate degree from Arizona State.
He actually is trying to find a kicker like right away, so we probably can't do it fast enough to get you enrolled, but I've gotten verbal confirmation from him that you will get a tryout in the offseason, and then if you make it, then we'll just get you in school.
Okay, so I'm going to try to work the leg back up to, I think I can get to 44 yards if I give myself 2 months of training.
Yeah.
But now I got something to work for.
Yeah.
Hank dunking, me kicking a 44-yard field goal.
We might have to go to Arizona.
What's less likely?
Does Arizona have golf?
I don't think so.
We might have to go to Arizona. Shit. What's your other who's back?
Oh, that's my who's back.
Oh, because I'll just do my who's back is not Hank because I got some bad news to report.
Oh.
I think the word was I'm cooked. I asked him.
Oh, just doing private conversations now?
Well,
that's fine.
Is Hank
Keep
grits?
that in mind.
Well, no, I mean, I don't have to say it. I didn't say what you're cooked about.
No, let it rip.
No, that's fine.
No, let it rip.
Well, he brought up the thing, the dunking versus kicking, and you were like, I don't really know. Well, how's the dunking going?
I need to lose some weight.
Where are you at? The people to have interest. You've gone 0 dark 30 on us.
There will be interest. The last month will be hype. I don't want to also like create interest on something I know I can't do.
Do you think you can't do it?
I still think I could do it.
What do you owe us if you can't do it?
$4,000 each.
Okay, nice.
I'll let you get out of it right now for $3,000 to me.
No.
Okay. That was a good deal.
Bad finance.
That's a good deal.
Hank.
I want to do it. I'm training.
I know you want to. I want to do a lot of things.
Hank, I'll let you get out of it for $0. We can wipe the slate clean if you agree not to play golf.
No.
Wait.
No. I don't care.
What were you going to say,
I was going to
Max?
say this week, but okay.
What were you going to say, Max?
December comes around and you can't dunk, but you're kind of close. Will you continue to?
Yeah, will you give
that
up?
Goal? Yeah, that's basically what I'm asking.
We'll see if I'm. Yeah, I'll probably try and keep doing it. Just so even if I lose the money, I would like to be able to prove my point.
So how close are you right now?
I still need like 5 inches. I'm 180 pounds. I was like 171 pounds in July, so I need to lose some weight. Basically, it was.
You look good though.
I know, but imagine jumping with a 10-pound. How much more you could jump if you didn't have a 10-pound weight on your chest?
Yeah,
Is that where it is?
I imagine it all the time.
It's on your chest?
Well, no, like I'm just saying, like hypothetically.
Why don't you come start playing ball with us on Fridays?
I will.
Yeah, get a little sweat in.
But
we played a game to 11 on Friday that took us about 35 minutes.
I think you can do it, Hank.
So bad.
Don't give up the dream, Hank.
Don't give up.
I'm not giving up.
Also,
I might be cooked, but I'm not giving up.
My real who's back because we're just trying to, we want people to get.
And I'll just say it since you had to say the story, the private story.
Come on.
No, I'm not giving up. I don't care. But I was working out. Trainer he kind of just brought out the vertical leap thing when I wasn't ready for it. Like I was like, whoa, what are we doing here? And he's like, all right, let's see. And it was not as much progress. I liked, blindly thinking that I'm making good progress.
You should have never jumped.
So when we jumped and it was still progress, but not as much progress as I had hoped for, I was like, fuck that. And then I came and saw you right after. So that you saw me in my darkest time.
That's like every diet that I've ever gone on where it's like the first.
Don't step on the scale.
The first
if
2 weeks are
good,
awesome.
Who cares?
Yeah, the first 2 weeks are awesome because you lose a lot of water weight, and then the third week you step on the scale and you're like, fuck, why'd I do that?
Just do the steroids.
Do the steroids.
Take the steroids.
Other things that we should bring up because it is a good way to get people excited about videos that are coming up because I'm sure we'll have a big video stream for the dunk off.
It's not close. Like, what are we gonna do?
Well, that would be a great stream.
Still have to do it.
I need
Well,
that
and also
stream,
you still
actually.
get the shots.
We're doing that December 22nd, by the way. We can put the date on it.
But you also get to shoot.
That's never gonna happen.
But
yeah,
you
we
still
can.
get a
we
chance.
get a chance. We get a chance.
You still
I
get a
should probably
chance.
start shooting.
Yeah, you still get a chance. We're still working on max pitching, so hopefully we'll have, I don't know, in the next month or so that video. When is our golf video coming out with Bob Does Sports? Do we have a date on that?
I got to talk to them.
And then Hank is also gearing up for his stream. So you're going to do the 9-darter video soon. We're going to have the baseball video soon, and Hank's going to dunk. I want you to shoot. I think you're going to be able to, I think you might get crazy and just.
Now, is he allowed to? He's allowed to try to dunk, fail, and then try to attempt the shots?
Yeah.
Or does he have to declare, I have failed at dunking, I'm going to do the shot challenge
I want to see
instead?
both. I want to see both. For sure. For sure.
I will. I can start posting. I have been doing a little bit of testing, and I have thought about doing this as like a for social. But the way I'm going to dunk, even if I am able to do it, it's going to piss people off because I'm basically going to
I'm so pumped.
have a super inflated ball. I'm going to throw it so that it bounces off the ground. I basically need to perfect bouncing a ball so that it basically bounces and lands in the hoop.
Yeah,
and then
lands
I'm
right
going
next to
to
it.
guide it on the way down.
Tap it.
But I will start posting some of the videos of me practicing that because, like, if you see the final form of the dunk, it will be like the least appealing dunk, but it will be a technical dunk but whatever.
Wait,
I'm so excited for that.
I have to get real. Like, that part of it is hard.
It's
and,
really
it's
hard.
Not easy.
How many chances do you get at it?
I'll
get
give
as
him
long- I get
unlimited. Yeah, until January 1st.
Yeah.
Because he could probably only get up that high with his first, 10 jumps,
Yeah,
right?
right. So I need to get. I need to spend the next
We got to
month.
put a
How
number on
inflated?
No, shut
no,
the fuck up,
No,
Max.
no, I'm on Hank's side. No, January 1st is his
I
chances.
said I could dunk a basketball by December 1st.
January 1st, yeah. He gets as many chances as he wants. If he wants to just go live and just be
I'm
like,
just say, I could say like 100 chances, but if we're doing a stream, there has to be an end.
No. Yeah, December
January
1st.
1st. Stop saying December 1st. I'm
31st.
trying to January 1st.
Wait, is it January 1st or December 31st?
It's New Year's.
New Year's.
So when
But I'm
when
not.
comes
that?
January-
But Friday the 22nd, we're going on break. Like, I'm not
we're not
doing
gonna
it
be
over
here.
break. So it's Friday the 22nd.
No,
I
22nd is Sunday, by the way.
I can't
21st,
wait.
whatever.
You guys are.
Max is being so annoying.
He's being so
No, I'm
annoying.
not. I'm just saying as like a.
You know what he's scared
the
of? He's
idea-
scared of Drake May going off.
I want Drake May to go off. I'm saying this as like a stream. It's going to be
You're
weird
always-
that like we're just watching.
Doesn't matter.
this.
I'm with Hank. He gets him.
Also, PFT's right.
I'm saying to give you, like, 500
I
chances.
get unlimited attempts.
Yeah.
I will only be able to do it,
But I'm-
within like 10.
I am-
Yeah,
I
thi-
am
think
now-
about the jumps, Max.
Okay,
Once,
yeah.
once he jumps
But
10
like,
times as high
in
as he
theory,
can,
I get
he won't be
unlimited.
able to
Yes,
do
he
it
gets
again.
unlimited. I'm very excited about this super inflated ball little throw that you got to do.
Does it have to be the regulation size?
Yes, it
though?
does.
Right?
Yes, it does. Cannot be a women's ball.
No.
How inflated are you going to get?
Enough to bounce and bounce it.
Like basically to the point of it breaking.
I need it to be like just dropping in.
Wait, I don't. Why does the inflation matter?
So it
Because-
bounces
so,
all the
like-
way
like-
up.
Like I've tried it with the balls we have here. They're not.
He's
Got
gonna.
it, got it,
he's
got it,
basically
got it, got it.
has to perfectly coordinate a ball bouncing on the ground, going all the way in, and he just gets up right at the last second and just places it. I'm so excited for this. That's hard.
I know.
That might be harder than dunking.
I know.
Oh man.
But to Hank's point, you're probably not going to jump every single time you attempt to throw the ball up because
No.
you're going to have a lot of misses.
would you like me to try to get
No.
to perfect
that's-
the ball part?
This is the thing that, like, as I'm doing the training, I can do a million of those a day.
You know what he should do?
That I have time to do.
You should get the shooting gun dialed in.
You have time to do that. You do a million of those. What?
He should get the shooting gun dialed in.
Oh yeah.
At the angle so it shoots the pass out and lands perfectly.
Oh,
Not a bad idea.
that's a really good
Yeah.
idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know.
I know that you talked to me about reflooring the basketball court because we've been here for a year now,
Waxing it.
waxing it, and you wanted to do it around Thanksgiving. Was there Was there anything to do with that? Maybe putting like springs in it in the boards?
No, I just liked in high school, like when you came back from Thanksgiving
break. I just realized the other day, I was like, he wanted to get the floor redone.
I also think maybe
all of a sudden it's a trampoline.
There should be a witness around Hank when he's in the gym, just in case he tries to lower the rims.
Well, I mean,
I've tried. You can't. We can't.
Trust tree.
They asked us when we moved in, and we said, let's not give ourselves the option to lower it. We said that to Pete, and then I asked Pete, I was like, hey, can we lower the rims? He's like, you told us not to like build this in. I was like, fuck.
Trust tree. I also asked Pete because my whole plan was to lower the rims by like a quarter inch every single month until Hank thought he could dunk, and then have him dunk and be like, haha, you fucking sucker. They're not regulation. So we both asked Pete for different reasons. And then so you were trying to cheat and I was trying to cheat you.
Well, I was trying to practice. Steven Jackson.
I was trying to fuck you over and have you dunk on a 9-foot, like 9-inch rim and then like celebrate, and I'd be like, haha, Norman Dale, and just that would have been awesome.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, it would have been really funny. But yeah, we couldn't do it. We're idiots for not letting. Why did we do that?
Yeah.
No. We're so stupid. God damn it.
All right, why not? He was like, you guys said not to.
It would have been great to just run full court. Like 8-foot rims.
I think that was what.
Well, I think we were trying to avoid breaking the basketboards and injuries and everything.
Because once you do an 8-foot rim, we never would have.
Well, never. Yeah,
and it would have got destroyed.
Yeah. Okay. Great show, boys. Very fun. Numbers 3,
10,
11,
5,
17.
We didn't hear you, Pug.
99 Pug.
Pug showed up to the bar with a hickey the other night.
Let's go, Pug.
It's not a hickey. Pug.
It's actually on a dog. It's called a hotspot.
I was on a text chain with all those guys, and they're like, so I was like, Pug showed up to the bar with a hickey and his fiance. What a power move!
My barber cut my nut. Pug.
44.
44, baby, that's
44.
Love you guys.